Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 855 of the Two Dum Yinzers. I just want to say to everybody this morning, welcome back to the show. This is Thursday, guys. We're just a few days away from the big showdown with the Chicago Bears in Chicago, Illinois. We got a lot of things to go over today. I'm glad to see everybody in the big chat this morning. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to you, and you, and you, and you. Welcome back. Oh boy, Richard, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Richard on the board. Richard says good morning. Cody, good morning, big dog. What's going on, dude? Cody follows it up by saying, if Derpy was here, it would be extremely huge dog. Tortilla says we're gonna need a bigger bun if that be the case. Fearless Steel, what's up, brother? Great seeing you, my man. Phil says this. What's up, Chief Hunglo? Stash, and Teflon Don sucks. Boom! Gang, my man Jamal. Great seeing you, dude. And Tortilla Teflon Rudolph. Good morning. Glad to see everybody on the terrible board this morning. Good morning, and welcome back. Guys, I'm going to start right off the top with a few things. Well, first, if you want to... you tuned in the right day, because this might be the day that I fire Derpy. I might fire him right on the spot. Listen, I've never needed Derpy, okay? Today I need Derpy. You see him here. You see how he would be a help today, and if you notice, he's been here like 99% of all picks days, and now no Derpy. So you know what? I don't know. Let's see if he rolls in late. If he doesn't, you might see me fire Derpy today. So it could be it could be an eventful show. But I do want to say this. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to Rimsey. Good morning to Yinzer Joe. What's up, dude? Always great seeing all you guys on the terrible board. Glad to see everybody back. Hope everybody's week is going well as we get ready for the Chicago Bears on Sunday at 1:00 p.m. I do want to say this, so I'm gonna reserve my the rest of everything for Derpy. I'm gonna see if he pulls in today. I mean, he may or he may not, but you know. Let's get into some injuries, guys. The injuries look like this as of yesterday. Injury report for the Steelers and the Bears. Did not participate at practice yesterday. Of course, we knew Aaron Rodgers with his fractured wrist. He's pushing to be able to practice today. He would like to practice today. I know that he's fighting for it. He's attempting to practice today. So if this is a good sign, it might be. I don't know. We'll get into that and a lot more. Also, Jaylen Warren did not practice yesterday with his ankle. He was cleared. He's going to play this weekend. However, he took a little extra time off. Jonnu Smith, Cam Hayward, and TJ Watt got all their veteran rest. Alex Highsmith out also with his pec. Limited practice yesterday was Keyshawn Williams. He was limited with his concussion. Also, Isaac Seumalo with his pec. And back to full practice yesterday was, of course, Cole Holcomb. He was out with his injuries, with his illnesses. And Darius Slay still with his concussion protocol. So he was out entirely as well. For the Chicago Bears, this is what it looks like. I'm going to give you the names. Perhaps you're familiar with some of these people, perhaps you're not. A lot of times you start talking about these NFC teams, you only see them once every 4 years. So, unless you're into all football all the time, which a lot of people are, you might not recognize. But we are going to go through the Bears as well. For the Bears yesterday with limited practice, Jalen Johnson, of course, the cornerback, he remains on injury reserve with his groin, so he did not practice. Also, cornerback Kyler Gordon with his calf remains on the injury reserve as well, so he did not practice. But running back DeAndre Swift, I know we recognize that name, guys. He did not. He was limited yesterday. Tyreek Stevenson, the defensive back with a hip and a calf, was limited yesterday. Offensive tackle Darnell Wright with his pec, he was limited. Travis Homer, the running back, limited with his hamstring and knee. And finally, the center, Drew Dalman, he was limited with his knee. The people that did not practice for Chicago yesterday is DB Jaquan Brisker with the shoulder. Tremaine Edmonds, of course, we know his brother. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, he did not practice with his groin. Noah Sewell with an elbow did not practice. Jay Edwards with his hand and hammy did not practice. Kevin Bird and also Grady Jarrett both out with rest. And limited yesterday, Jalen Johnson, the cornerback. I don't know why it has him limited because he is out on IR. But there you go, guys. That is what the reports look like as of right now. I do know this. I do know that Aaron Rodgers is pushing to get back to practice today. We'll get to what it's going to take to get him out on the field. We got straight from the horse's mouth what he is saying. We'll get to that in just a moment. A few things to get into before we do get started, guys. LC Greenwood, the Steeler great from the great 70s teams here in Pittsburgh, the Steel Curtain, if you will. LC Greenwood, he advances to the Hall of Fame semifinals. So if you're keeping an eye on the old timers and the new timers, of course, to see who qualifies and is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, as of right now, LC Greenwood did advance, and he is in the semifinals. We'll continue to keep an eye on him and all the rest of our guys trying to get into Canton as we get a little bit closer to that time. Coach Mike Tomlin has not beat 5 teams on the road in his career. There's been 5 teams that he has not beat on the road in his career, the Chicago Bears being one of them. He's going to try to change that this week. The other 4 on this list are the Minnesota Vikings, the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, and the New Orleans Saints are the 5 teams that Coach has not been able to beat on the road. So let's chip this one away, get this one for Coach, and bring that number down a little bit. But those 5, and again, you play these teams once every 4 years. You lose there, and then 4 years later, you play here. So I mean, you got to have a pretty long career to be able to beat every team in the league, especially at their home and your home and whatever else. So let's take down the Bears this week, but it's going to be a challenge, guys. I'm looking at these numbers this morning. I'm optimistic. I think we could win this football game, but again, there's a lot of things about this Bears team that I was unaware of that I'm finding out that's rather interesting that I think is going to make this a pretty competitive game. We'll get into all that and a lot more. This one, injury news. I forgot to include this in the injury news. Corey Trice is done. Corey Trice is done, guys. Yes, we talked about him yesterday. We were wondering if he's going to make his comeback. His 21-day period is up. It looks like Corey Trice is, in fact, done with his season. He played in 6 out of 51 possible games since being a Pittsburgh Steeler, guys. He could have played in 51 games, but due to injury, he's played 6. So if you were on the fence like I was, should we keep him around? Should we try to keep him? Should we see if he could ever get healthy and play? But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. 6 out of 51. It might be time to move from Corey Trice. Not because I don't like him, for a couple reasons, obviously, because of his injury issues. And also, this is a roster spot. I mean, we're moving him around, putting him here, putting him down, bringing him up. I mean, this could be somebody that could be productive, which unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Corey. Again, 6 out of 51 possible games is what he played in his career. And I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of Corey, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, guys. The guy just can't stay healthy, and that's unfortunate. John Rice Plumlee, he was in camp with us this off season, and we're bringing him back. We brought him back to our practice squad, and now we are using John Rice Plumlee to prepare for the elusive Caleb Williams, guys. We're going to use him at practice this week to chase him around, basically, spy him up, keep an eye on him, because Caleb Williams will step up on you and run the football. So we are preparing for that and a lot of other things when it comes to this Bears team. And here's Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks just became available as well. Wide receiver to hit the open market after being released from the Saints. So maybe just another name that may be flying across your screen at some point as you were following your Pittsburgh Steelers scoop, guys, as Brandon Cooks has become available. Of course, we still do have MVS laying in wait. Don't know, but again, Brandon Cooks is available as of now for the Steelers, guys. Good morning to everybody on the board. I want to say what's up to everybody. I'm glad to see you. Let's get back on the board. I don't want to miss anybody today as we get ready to head into week 12 of the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys. Also, I do want to say this. Don't forget, get on your CBS Pick'ems today. The game tonight, Buffalo is on, and you want to at least get that your first pick in before the game tonight. You don't want to miss out because if you lose by one game, then it's going to suck because it'll be like, shit, I should just pick that game. So do get over to your CBS Pick'ems and place your picks and get ready because tonight, week 12 is kicking off. And guys, if you aren't signed up, just right out on our main page right here on YouTube, at the very top, there's a blue link. It says CBS Sports Picks. Just click on that. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. There's no charge. It costs absolutely nothing. It's a lot of fun. Myself, Mike, Derpy, Finch, a lot of the guys on the board are doing this, and it is a blast. So do sign up and go get your picks in. And if you haven't yet, that is signed up, make sure to do that. Get in and get your picks made as week 10 starts tonight, or week 12 starts tonight. Let's get back onto the board. I do want to say good morning to everybody. Making AI Derpy. Just have him sit there and interrupt me the whole time. I'll have the AI Derpy on the screen, and he can make weird noises and appear and disappear and lean back and all that fun shit. The only reason I need him is because I need his picks, and he knows this. We do this every week. We've only been doing this for 3 years with him. That's the most frustrating part for me. Yeah, baby. Jamal, what's up, dude? He says, we gonna get on his ass for sure, dude. You could get on his ass for me. I appreciate it, man. If he pops in, we'll get his ass. Don't worry about it. Tortilla says, then fire the real Derpy and save money. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll fire the real Derpy and have an AI Derpy. Let's see. Jamal says Vanilla Thunder's dummy is more interesting anyways. That dummy's always getting himself into some situations, I got to tell you. Cody, what's up, brother? Steve Smith on pivot. There was a turnover in the middle of the pile. Hit me out of nowhere and said, ain't no one scared of you. Ramsey is my guy. Going to buy a few more jerseys. Ramsey is the shit, dude. And he has potential to prolong his career and make himself even more known in the defensive backfield if he stays with safety and continues to make plays. Again, if he could just sit back there and play center field a lot of the time and lay licks and get interceptions, that could certainly up his value when it comes time for Hall of Fame voting. But what I've seen so far from Jalen in our uniform, at least, I think he's been great, a great addition to the team. And again, I think moving to safety could just open a whole new book to his career at 30 plus years old. And you know what? If you earned all the accolades as a cornerback to this point and make the switch over and become an all-pro at the other position, guys, I say more power to him. Jamal says my dad was watching that at Cody. Okay, got on the Steve Smith. Tortilla says that led to the Zestiest post-game interview of all time. Cody says, I don't care for Steve Smith. I don't know why. You know what? I didn't either. I didn't mind him as a player. Or we're talking about Stephen A. Smith. Because I do know Stephen A. Smith was talking a little bit too. So I'm gonna hang on before I talk any more about that. What up, gang? What up, Cody? Always great to see my man Cody. He says, I watched Darnell on Amon Ross St. Brown too. Jamal, Cousins are both of the same height. Tortilla, Amon was trying to get info before we played the Lions. His face when Darnell said 311 pounds. Yeah, we're screwed. If this guy isn't involved like a lot more in the offensive game planning moving forward, I'm going to be, I don't want to say surprised. I'm going to say pissed. If you literally have a guy that come on, I don't even have to explain. We've seen the play. That might have been one of the angriest runs I've ever seen in my life. I would up his production to 10, 15, 25% a game. If you see a guy that people literally bounce off of when they touch him, I can't justify not having that guy in and not getting him the ball again until people figure it out. Maybe they won't. He's either going to leap over you, he's going to go under you, he's going to go through you, whatever it is. The other team has to figure that out. Now that's their burden at 311 pounds. So again, I would get the ball to that man as much as possible. Short game situations. And here's the thing: don't wait. You're in a 3rd and 1 early in the game, 3rd and short. Stick him in the backfield. See what you got. What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt? Chances are he's going to be able to, at least if he can't plow through the pile, he's going to certainly be able to reach or something like this. So again, I'd like to see Darnell. And again, that opens up a whole new thing for the Steelers offense. He now becomes not only a tight end, he becomes a threat. Teams are going to have to prepare for him. And when teams are preparing for him, that takes a little bit away from everything else that they're preparing for us. So again, to see Jaylen Warren, this becomes a very difficult team to defend and tackle. I mean, bringing these guys down is the beginning of the battle. So now you got to play, you got to think, you got to learn, you got to watch, you got to read, you got to attack, and figure out how to tackle these guys. So again, in my opinion, I'd get the ball to him. I wouldn't overthink it. This is what's going to happen. We have the situation where Darnell Washington is literally, like I said, if you played any video games, when they get the star or the special, whatever it is that makes you invincible, and they're running, and people are just bouncing off you and dying and shit. I'll be surprised. Like I said, I'd probably be a little more upset than surprised if they don't continue to use him in the offense, because again, don't overthink it. A lot of times I know that we overthink. A lot of coaches do. We have this. Let's wait till this situation. If we do this, then they'll pick. No, just do it. The guy is 313 pounds, 6'7". Come on. Believe me, if people have to chase this guy around and tackle him all day, the 4th quarter is going to be like, it's going to be easy for you, for your team. If you make people try to bring him down all afternoon, and then you bring some Jaylen Warren heat in the 4th quarter, people ain't gonna be trying to tackle Jaylen Warren. Come on, man. He's a hard runner anyway. He's the hardest running back to bring down in the league. So I'm saying, pound the shit out of these guys. It's physical. It's North football. It's AFC North versus NFC North. I would do everything I can to make sure that I pounded these two guys as much as I can into you. And then maybe that opens things up for the guys that are having a little bit harder time getting open or producing, or Jonnu Smith, or, any of these people that we complain about, where's their production? Maybe Jonnu Smith gets open now because we're not so hyper-focused on this. We're not so hyper-focused on that. Now these guys may be able to get open and make plays as well. So again, I think Darnell Washington would be a crime if they don't continue to up his production, up his play, anything that you could do with him, his participation. I would get Darnell Washington involved ASAP. I wouldn't wait a minute. I wouldn't wait till Baltimore. I wouldn't wait till Buffalo. I would do it this week. And as I said, get my feet wet. See how it feels. Maybe bring him in motion on a 2nd and short. When he comes in motion, snap the ball, just turn around and hand it for a dive or something. See what you can get. See what you can get. Why? Why not? Right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Glad to see everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the show. Let me find where we at. Tortilla says Lions and Bengals and Bears. Oh my. Cody said, haha, I looked it up. We are. Let's see, Cody, I don't think St. Brown pays attention to the AFC, honestly. Mark Malone, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Mark Malone on the terrible board. He said he's still under contract for next year. Who is that? I I agree, Lindsay. I'm ready for some Asante Samuel. I'm just wondering if they're kind of giving him a little break-in period, get him up to speed on the playbook and everything. And that's the difference, from a guy like Kyle Duggar. He was able to come in and be participating within 2 days of joining the team. So, not everybody's like that. And unfortunately, that's the case. But I agree. I'm ready for some Asante Samuel Jr. And, maybe that's what it is. Maybe we wake up on Sunday for the game and they say he's been activated and on the roster. I would love it. Again, at this point, all hands on deck. It is truly all hands on deck. You're playing your 11th game of the season. After this, you have 6 games, and it's going to come down. It's looking like it's going to come down to the end with the Ravens. We still got 2 games against them. 2 out of the final 6 will be against Baltimore. As a matter of fact, after Buffalo, it'll be 2 of the final 5. So this season is going to be intense. It really is going to be intense moving forward. Cody says, "What's up, homie?" To Lindsay, back and forth here. All right. Lindsay says to Cody, "What did ICE finally release you?" Cody says, "This is Brandon Cooks. MVS, at least MVS is tall. No more." Okay, that's what we were talking about. How short Cooks is. No more short kings we have. You ain't kidding. I mean, with the receivers that we do have, they can't get open because they're their size. I mean, it's just natural. Somebody with long ass legs. They create more space for themselves. If you're little, there's a bunch of smaller steps, and I understand. And again, obviously, Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson to some degree have been having a problem getting open, and both with 1 catch last week. That says something. So maybe the height of Brandon Cooks is not the greatest idea. Also, Mark Malone says Derpy's doing some kind of picking right now. Damn, you could believe that. Corey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Corey. Corey says I'm on 24/7 stream on my YouTube for 3 of my short stories about the Mandela effect. Check it out after the show. What did I found? I discovered a new Mandela effect the other day. What was it? Yeah, I don't remember. I know what it is. It's something really, really local, so it wouldn't really make sense to a lot of people. Corey says, "Now let's talk football. I'm ready for Sunday." Damn right, baby. Me too. Welcome, everybody. Cody says, "Funny story. I showed up and was extremely disappointed when with seeing it was a light skin. I think they wanted to put a bunch of us on the catapult, which is dumb. We go under the wall." That's right, man. Like Darnell Washington. There's more than one way to get around the wall, if you will. Tortilla, ICE brought Cody back to America. Oh, man, that's rough. Jamal, he says that, "Corey, did you see the congressional hearing with the FBI director or Epstein files? I watched it. These people are wicked." Bro, I don't trust any of them. Top to bottom, once you get to the DC level of government, it is a fucking a cesspool. And the thing is, it's became what it's became. And if one person, let's say there's one great person that's doing, in local politics and they're getting a lot of momentum, if we think that one person is going to be able to get into Washington, D.C. to fix Washington, D.C., good luck. This is ultimately the most powerful entity on the face of the planet, if you think about it, our government is. Ain't nobody going to get in there and change things. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they promise you. It's wicked, man. It truly is. The more you learn, the more you watch, the more you realize it is truly wicked. 007, what's your take on Asante Samuel Jr.? I like him. I like the depth. I like the depth piece. I think that it certainly helps us out. It plays to our advantage as far as depth in this defensive backfield. We've seen, of course, the decline of Darius Slay, still with his injury on the concussion protocol. However, you know what? You never know. Jalen Ramsey could be out for this reason, and Joey Porter has been out with the injury, and so again, I'm a fan of this. And again, he's a young name. He's a name you recognize, and he's a name that you recognize for being good. So I'm all for it. And again, the sooner they get him involved, the better. That doesn't mean I say the sooner they have him playing every down, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Again, I think for the depth, he's a nice name as far as I know. Beyond that, I'm just semi-familiar with his work. But again, I say get him up to speed, get him on the roster. It is all hands on deck, guys. After this game, we have 6 games left, and we have to find a way to keep winning football games if we're going to be able to hang in this race. Yes, we are in first place. Yes, we do have a game lead over Baltimore. But again, that could fall apart real quick. You got Buffalo and Detroit within a matter of a couple of weeks of one another. I listen, I'm not guaranteeing that these teams are going to beat us and it's going to be bad, but at the end of the day, you got to find ways to be able to win down the stretch. This is when the Steelers generally fall apart down this stretch. So in order to make this not the case, I say get Asante aboard. I say get MVS aboard. I say get all hands on deck. Again, if this is an all-in season, quit fucking around. I always say this. You can't go half-assed into an all-in season. And people are going to say, you know what, the Steelers never actually said that. But you know what? They sure acted like it, didn't they? The way you built the team. I've never seen anybody go out and grab that many big names in one offseason, put it together on one team. So again, why start now? Why go half-assed when you're going all in? So bring these guys, get them along, get them on board. And again, I'm all in. I'm all in on Asante Samuel. I don't know how it could hurt. I don't know how it could hurt us. Unfortunately, you know, him coming off his big injury and his surgery, he's the one I think that has to be a little bit more concerned, but I'd like to see him. Fearless Deal, this is the game where if Smith has the balls, open up the playbook and open up a can of whoop ass. Well, this is something interesting about Arthur Smith. All right, so Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, a couple seasons ago back in 2023, Dennis Allen was the head coach for the Saints. And apparently there was a game when Arthur Smith was the head coach for the Falcons. And at the very end of the game, Dennis Smith scored a touchdown, which made the game 48-17 after being 41-17. And Dennis Smith chose to go for a touchdown with the time running out. He scored, and he ended up winning 48-17. So this is almost a revenge game for Arthur Smith because he came out onto the field, and it was a thing. He'd come out to the middle of the field, and you could see he was talking a little shit as he was getting to the center of the field to meet Coach Allen. And when they went to shake hands, he gave him a little bit of attitude, turned and walked away. So it could be some more billboard material, chalkboard material, whatever you'd like to call it, for this game for the Steelers going in. Because again, scoring that late touchdown on teams, you know what, high school, it's fine. You could beat a team by 50, 60 points and it doesn't matter. But in the pros, there's just kind of this unspoken integrity. And this is what happened. Arthur Smith, again, back in 2023, getting into a heated situation with the then Saints head coach Dennis Allen. So, you know, just more into this game to make it interesting. And again, I do have a lot of things here that we're going to talk about that is going to make this game interesting this weekend more than it really already is. The Bears are right there in first place, tied with Detroit. They're sitting at 7-3. This game's big for them. This game's big for us. We can't afford to lose many. And especially if you think to yourself, we might just lose to the Lions, or we may lose to the Buffalo Bills. You got to win games like this. You got to win games like this. And I think that this is a totally winnable game. Again, I'm not going to say it's an easy game by any means, but it's a winnable game. So let's get this. Phil Steele says, okay, we got that. Tortilla says, when Mike Tomlin was talking about hopping on the moving train, I didn't know he meant Darnell Washington. I think that's an understatement by calling him a train. Is there anything bigger? Come on, if this guy was on another team, we would, you'd start to see him dominating around the league, and then you'd see him on ESPN more and more, and then Darnell Washington would be a big story. That's what I'm saying. Don't sit around and overthink the situation. Play the guy. Stick him in the backfield. Let's see if he can pick up that 1 yard. I'm for it. At this point, again, guys, you're trying to pick and find the things that are working for you. And again, you can't let this guy waste away anymore. I think that would be a crime. Yinzer Joe says this. So I see the Bears only played one top 10 ranked team, and the Lions got crushed 52-21. Every other team was ranked under the 13th place Ravens, and they couldn't beat them without Lamar. We like that. But one thing we realize also about this league, it's a week-to-week league. This isn't like it used to be. I mean, come on. Good teams would always beat everybody, and the bad teams would lose to everybody, and mid teams would be mid. I'm seeing good teams lose to bad teams, and mid teams lose to this team. And that's, it's really interesting, Joe. Jamal Ryan, did you tell Cody about? I did. Yeah, I got him up to date on AARP on Tuesday. AARP Rocky, if you will. Tortilla says the Steelers being a good Steelers being good is a Mandela effect. Cody says this. Don't bring up ASAP. Rocky Ryan lost his. I lost my G card that day. Also, Jamal says facts at Ryan. We have to come together and demand it as the people. Gotcha. I gotcha. But if this guy gets any older, bro, we're not gonna have any more time. We gotta come on. This guy, his age, has already got 1 foot in the grave. We ain't got much more time, Jamal. We got to figure this shit out. Mark says this big gay Slay might be resting his anus. You know, I was really thinking about what a lot of people were talking about yesterday. Would you start Darius Slay over Pierre? And I kept saying, well, you know what? Slay's the starter. He's, I don't want him to lose his position due to injury. If he starts, and as I said yesterday, I would keep his leash short if he shits the bed. The more I'm thinking about it, guys, Pierre just, yes, he's getting better. And believe me, I'm a Pierre guy. I'm the guy up here defending Pierre year after year after year. But my thing is this, though. It's been in small packages so far as what he's getting done as far as big plays. I mean, yes, the big play last week or the scoop and score, it's a situational play. I mean, the guy don't fumble that ball. James Pierre don't have that play. And again, yes, he shuts down Chase. That's a whole different conversation. But again, at the end of the day, with the take last game out, just take last game out and look at the rest of his career. It's been average at best, and there's been a lot of times he's been getting burnt, whatever. Last game, 110%. If you were to give anybody a big red A+ with a star, it would be him last week. So that's why ultimately I'm gonna say Slay that I'm gonna start. But again, does starting even mean anything anymore? You can start somebody on play one, and you're already changing your packages and changing your personnel in the second play. So for what it's worth, I would put Slay on the field if he's eligible to play this week for to start the game. Beyond that, I think the field is open. So to the respect, the pay, everything that coaches tend to go by sometime. Now, this guy gets paid too much to be standing on the sideline. Start the guy, go from there. Again, it's still a mystery. I mean, is Pierre going to keep his is he going to keep going up the ladder? We don't know. He's literally had one great game in a few seasons of football. So again, you'd like to see it continue, but again, you don't want to overthink things. I would start Slay, get him in there, let him get his blood pumping, switch him and Pierre out, and kind of go situationally throughout the game, and whatever you think would work best for you at that particular time. All right here. Lindsay says this, Jamal, you going live today, and did you and Tyrone make up? I felt, what's going on over there? November's been a month, huh? You just make up. What's going on? I haven't seen Tyrone. What's going on? Corey says they're all grimy as fuck. The Epstein files directly. Fuck POTUS, dude. It's all these people, and that's like, I listen. I'm a middle of the road guy because I don't want to be involved with either one of those fucking parties. In my life, at certain times, I felt strongly about the views of one side, and another point in my life, I felt strongly about the views of the other side. So one thing that I realized is I'm just a moderate person, and I try to be as fair as I can to everybody. And one thing that I learned is these people are all fucked up, and they have us under the impression that we're the problems, and they're putting us in situations to pin one against one another. But they're the fucking problems, obviously, with these Epstein lists and come on. I got pulled over for a tail light and they treated me like I was a fugitive. These motherfuckers with their child molestations and the flesh trade and every fucking thing else. They're the rotten ones, man. There ain't no two ways about it. Got me arguing with my best friends, people that I've been friends with my whole life, over something simple to, again, it's irrelevant because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's probably to get our attentions away on something else. I don't trust any of them people. I think they're all on the same team, and they have a very well thought out, calculated way of doing it. What it is that they do. Matter of fact, they probably don't even dislike one another. These people that are always up there throwing names at each other and everything. They're probably partying and doing coke together. You know what I mean? They're rich. This is what rich people do. Fuckers. So that's my advice. Listen, if anybody takes anything that I say today to heart, just think that every time you get angry at somebody, it's probably not them. Nobody's perfect. I understand that. We're going to have issues no matter what. And that's my problem too with the internet. Let's just say we get that. And I said this before. Let's say we get 99% of the world problems fixed. 99%. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous anyway. But there's always going to be some dude who gets on the internet and is like, I hate this, whatever. And then that's going to get people riled up. And then that gets the other people riled up. And then they get riled up and then they're fighting with each other. So again, we have to work together to figure this stuff out because the internet certainly isn't going to, it's a double-edged sword. It's not going to fix this ever. It's always going to give that idiot a voice at the very end. And he's ultimately going to be able to talk shit. And if we're not smart enough and we don't realize that and pick up on it, then we follow through it, and it's just again we're being sent into this. I truly do believe that, guys. But let's stick to what's important today. The Pittsburgh Steelers, black and gold. As long as we got each other, guys, right? Steeler Nation. Let's go on to Tortilla. Tortilla says this: Tyrone and Mike on strike right now. It's Tortilla, Mike Derpy. What is this? Just 1 week away. 1 week away from Thanksgiving, guys. Cody says this: Lamar Jackson hasn't practiced all week. I don't think Baltimore is going to make a comeback this year. Joe Burrow, full participation. I hope he comes back and beats Baltimore. You know what? They don't seem that good. They surely don't. But you know what? We still have to continue to do our part. They'll sneak right by us if we let them. And Baltimore Ravens will sneak right by us if we let them. Man, we got to take every game as seriously as we can. Yinzer Joe says, but Bengals don't have Chase this week. That's true. They don't have Chase, and that is a big blow. And again, for them, they lose one more game, they're pretty much out of it. They're still sitting at 3 wins in week 12 or whatever the hell it is. So come on. I'm not really worried about Cincy at this point, even with Joe Burrow coming back. Matter of fact, Joe Flacco, statistically, that 1 month that he was playing, the offense was the most productive offense in the NFL, albeit they only went 1-3 in that time period. They went 1-3 in those 4 games, and the offense was the most productive in all of the NFL. So this tells you a lot about the other things going on in Cincinnati and not going on in Cincinnati. But again, I think Joe Flacco did a well job. It's the Bengals. They have a lot of work to do. They're not going to win Super Bowls with 3 guys. When it comes down to Burrow and Chase and Higgins, they still have a lot of work to do, especially on that defense. So I'm not really worried about them. Jamal says, yeah, we like to get on each other's nerves. I get that. So boy, that really touched home. As Mike and I get on each other's nerves quite often as well. Lindsay says she missed that. She missed that part. Also, Jamal says we're never mad at each other for more than 5. And that's about it too. Cody says, yeah, I see Tyrone gets all on Jamal's nerves, yet I disagree with him on everything, and we're besties. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what good. That's football. Football is good for people. It is. Let me tell you. If you're pissed at politicians and all that fucks up your life. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you get pissed off at your football team, bro, let's get back on the boat and find a way to win this thing. Let's make the adjustments. Tortilla says space shuttle. Yeah, about that. He's about the space shuttle, all right. Like a big Boeing. Cody says the world is an imperfect place. Screws fall loose every day. And that's the truth, man. Big Lay Slay. Rimsey. Also, Cody's saying Slay play gay. Yinzer Joe, I'm a spoke Bengals play Pats first, then the Ravens. Gotcha. Tortilla says Darius Slay is like Santa's sleigh at the end of Elf, out of gas. Maybe, man. He might be. Mark Malone, I still can't believe we had a secondary made up of Gay, Cockrell, and Burns. Yeah. I'm a Greek guy. I know what that means. Phil Steele says Stash gets on the field and tells the teddy bear defense, I'm your Huckleberry. Well, Yinzer Joe, says, I can see it now. Slay will get beat, and if Rudolph starts, he'll throw a pick, and that puts the game away. I have zero faith in those two guys. One thing I do want to say is this. Did anybody see the progression chart yesterday, the depth chart? It was the first team sets were being taken by Mason Rudolph at quarterback, and running back was Kenneth Gainwell. Second team reps yesterday were taken by Will Howard and Caleb Johnson. But again, you got to keep in mind that Jalen Warren is still kind of nursing that ankle, trying to keep it, get as healthy as he can by Sunday. And of course, Aaron didn't practice. Aaron is pushing to get back at practice today. But again, first in the depth chart, quarterback one, marked as of right now. This could change between now and Sunday, which it probably will. But as of yesterday, Mason and Kenneth, and then also the number two reps were being taken by Howard and, of course, Caleb Johnson. So interesting. Mark Malone says Epstein Files reads like an invitation list to the bar mitzvah. That's why I'll never. That's the thing, guys. Listen, if you're expecting to see anything that you think is even remotely true, don't expect it. Listen, if this thing would come down on these powerful people the way that we think that it's going to and should, we're in for a rude. Listen, all they do is stick up for each other. There's no way it's going to be real shit. Come on, with AI and listen, the technology we got, I guarantee we're about 20 years behind with the powers that be have. Easy. So the shit that they could put together and make look official, I don't trust it. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. A government ran well and fair is the government that I believe in. And I think that this is one of the most corrupt governments ever seen on the face of the earth. I'm not saying our government system is bad. I'm saying the people, they've become corrupt and they've been corrupt. And again, good luck thinking that we're going to see the real stuff coming forward. Whatever it is, believe me, it's been messed with. It's been tampered. Both ways, both sides. Believe me. I've been watching this stuff for about 20. You know what? When 9/11 happened in 2001, I gained a big interest in politics and world affairs, and I learned a lot. Tortilla says Rudolph will guide the sleigh through the Windy City. Jamal says Cody has a few screws loose. We all know that. Of course he does. Phyllis still says eat my shorts, which is from The Simpsons. I got one for you guys real quick as we're going. I was just thinking about movie lines yesterday. Sometimes we throw some random movie lines. I think this is easy, but if anybody gets this, throw it up on the board. Littering and if you know the next line to that line, go ahead and write it up on the board, guys. It is a movie from the 90s. Yinzer Joe says this: Rudolph will throw his helmet instead of the football. The Bears will pick the ball up off the ground and get a score. Rimsey says, laugh my fucking ass off. He definitely does have all those animals hung up in his house, talking about Cody. Tortilla, Rudolph, the steel stash Yinzer. I like it. Mark Malone says Peaches might have them both chained up. I seen Peaches keeps popping up on some things. The other day I tuned in to watch Derpy on something. Maybe Finch and Derpy on the review or whatever it was, but I seen this Peaches kept popping up. Derpy's Aunt Peaches, of course. Corey says, my typical rules I follow are these. 1, how much does it impact me? 2, what can I do about it? 3, is it enough to make a difference, or is it outside my circle of influence? And that's what, and another thing that's going on also with all this, I always do a lot of social media work for the show. One thing that I'm noticing is people are arguing memes. They're not even arguing facts. People will literally hate each other and say the most effed up shit to one another over a meme that's created by, nobody. That's someone like myself or, whatever. And these people go on with the hate and everything. It's like, bro, you're literally fighting over a meme. This isn't even what's going to happen. This is what I'm saying. There's a mess right now. There's no two ways about it. There is a big mess, and I hope we get it ironed out, guys. But I think the internet, again, is a double-edged sword that could certainly do a lot of damage as well as a lot of good. So who knows what's ahead? But you know what, guys? Steeler Nation, baby. If that's all we got is family and Steeler Nation and the God above, you know what? We're going to be all right. Let's move on. Christopher's my man. He says this: if A-Rod starts and we only have 10 points at halftime, that means we had 5 3-and-outs. I'm so sorry, 5 3-and-outs. Christopher's great to see you, my man. Always great seeing you on the board. Cody says this. Cody says I gravitate more to asshole shit talking mean people, but I don't know why. But I have noticed those are the people I'm usually friends with. But there are also kinds of people that will give you the shirt off. You're right, dude. That's what I'm saying. What kind of asshole are you that it's a weird time, bro. In my life, I'm not really old and I'm not really young, but from everything I've seen, this is a weird time, and I hope it gets straightened out because we're better than this. Believe me, we really are. Jamal, no one can do it alone. At Corey, for sure, dude. Tortilla says I had a stroke reading that code. mm. Feel the Steel says, "Are you a virgin? Are you a virgin?" I don't know what that's referring to, but you know what? I'll stick to it. I am as pure as the driven snow. Pure as the driven snow. Somber, what's up, dude? He says, "Run-on sentence of death." Holy fuck. Feel the Steel says, "At Ryan Breakfast Club." It's not. It's not. But not a bad guess. Breakfast Club's a little early for that particular guess. Let me look on the side here, make sure I don't see anybody else. Somebody does have it, so let me say it one more time, just to make it put it out there. This line here, if you know the next part of the line, just go ahead and say it. Littering and littering and littering and littering and. Thank you, Jamal, bro. You're the man, dude. Thank you so much, sir. That's more than nice, dude. Thank you for that on the board. Guys, so if you do know the answer to that, if you do know the next part of that line, do throw it up there. Derpy, I see, is on the board. He's sneaking in now. What did I do with Derpy, guys? Okay, I see him. All right. I don't know. Cody says, I'm trying to swap these plungers on this pump if these motherfuckers would quit running the pitch dry. Jamal says Derpy's here. Get him. Yeah, you know what? He's working his way in. And from the message board that I have with him, I'm seeing him say that he's looking for Mike, who of course is doing producing right now. So whether Mike stepped away from his console or whatever's going on, I don't know. So Derpy will be here eventually. So that means I'll only have to punish him give him half a punishment. Phil Steele says, don't mess with the young man. All right. Christopher says this, A-Rod has to become the king of third and outs, always forcing the ball to DK on third down, even though he is double covered while the other wide receivers are running wide open. And I've seen it last week, guys. How many times did you see when Aaron starts to do his little run around, you're thinking, okay, throw it. And he doesn't throw it. Then he takes off again, throw it. No, he doesn't throw it. And I'm seeing Jonnu Smith wide open in the middle of the field coming across. I see, bro, it's him too. It's a little bit of everybody, believe me. And I always go on about Jonnu, but again, wide open he was. That was easily an 8 to 10 yard gain if he would have thrown that ball. So we're still far from perfect. Again, still working on it every week. I guess we got 17 games, 7 more. They're important. Everyone is important as the next. Tortilla says we're good. Derpy Ben Simmons is here. Cody said, "Put on your shirt, please, Derpy. If that's what's happening and that's why you're late, then you were 100% excused to this point." All right, so now he's texting me on the side here. And okay, just try to get a hold of Mike. Let him know that you're trying to get in, would you? Fuck. Felix Steele says, Derbs, boom! That's right, baby. Yinzer Joe says, I don't think it really matters who introduced as a starter. Calvin Austin was introduced as a starter, and he didn't surpass the snaps of Roman Wilson last game, not by anywhere even close. Roman Wilson had a majority of the snaps. Calvin Austin's falling down the ladder. And again, I don't quite understand entirely what's going on with this receiver system. Once they only decided to go with one receiver through 2 years, that's when I kind of gave up. And I thought, I can't read what's going on with these people's minds right now because I don't understand this. And again, now you're having problems finding open receivers. You don't bring in enough receivers. We're going to do this whole tight end thing. But how many times have Rodgers looked downfield and seen little Calvin covered and, nobody could create space? And teams know this. Of course, you're going to cover DK accordingly. Of course you are. If you're an NFL football team with millions of dollars of resources at your expense every week from week to week, of course you're going to know that they're going to try to force it to DK Metcalf. They have one receiver, not because of injury, by design. So, definitely something that still scratching my head about on this one. I'm still believing. What do they say? Trust the process, right? Jamal says the FBI director is so trash. You should have heard him. Dude, all they do is lie. This is why I hate that shit. All they do, and guys, test me. Watch any presidential debate back through time. Listen to all the bullshit they feed you for a year and a half, and then go in and see if these people actually do any of the fucking shit they said. The only things they do is the stuff that benefits them in their interests. If it doesn't, believe me, you won't ever hear about it for the next 4 years. You just won't. I wish more people would recognize what's going on. That's all I gotta say. Everywhere, not everybody. Cody, you nailed it right on the nose, my man. As you're playing darts, right in the center of the target, you hit it. Littering and smoking the reefer. That's right. Another one from one of my favorite Super Troopers from the 90s, guys. The cop movie. A bunch of goofball cops. It's really good, actually. They get themselves in some shit, but that is, in fact, Cody. Who got that? Cody got it. Yes, smoking the reefer. And also Corey did get it as well, I see on the board. Hey, Jen, always great seeing Jen on the board. I hope you're ready for the big battle in the Midwest this weekend as we are going to play the Chicago Bears. There's my man, Derpy. What's going on, brother?
Boom.
There it is. Derpy, everybody. Derpy makes it in for the picks. He slept in a little bit, but here it is. Derpy is here. Feel the steel. I'm sorry. Cody says, I don't want a large farva. I want a liter of cola. That is exactly yes. One of my favorite movies, guys. 90s put out some good movies. No two ways about that. The large farva. That is a great line. Feel the steel. I learned from the JFK kill shot, and I didn't come from a bookstore depository. And also the last narc, a DEA agent, reveals big schemes and gets murdered. The three-letter establishment. If they don't, they need to be policed as well. You can't have a group at the top that nobody watches over. That
Right.
breeds corruption. It breeds corruption because why not? Why wouldn't you be corrupt if that was you? You know what I'm saying? You literally you're accountable for nothing. What a mess things have become. Vegas, what's up, man? I missed you, Vegas. I thought about you the other day. I was thinking of something, and I was like, where's Vegas? But you know what? I think he's been here. Yeah, go ahead.
Who's Aliquippa got this week?
Aliquippa got Oil City.
Was that
Oil City.
how many games to the championship?
If we beat Oil City, then we'll be in the championship against one of the
You can't be
Philadelphia teams. So
champion.
it gets considerably harder once you start playing the teams from
So
the
it's the
East.
state
Yeah.
semis.
Well, the thing is because they recruit. They do a lot of recruiting over there in their high
I know
schools.
Philadelphia is annoying with their teams.
Private schools and shit. So a lot of times our teams get
Yeah.
screwed. You know, we were the best teams, that you could build, and then you get over there and all these teams recruit and they.
That's what happened to us in 18. We faced a team in Cincinnati and they killed us.
Yeah,
That was an academy.
Philadelphia. They do this. They cheat all the time. And thank you. I'm getting to that point. Let's see, beer money. You know what? Thank you so much, everybody. Everybody, also thank you so much, Jamal. That we greatly appreciate it, my man. I'm just getting to it on the board, so I did want to bring that up again. Tortilla, semi-pro, close, but it was in fact Super Troopers. Super Troopers. Feel the steel. Says that Ryan. No, I'm commenting Breakfast Club quotes. Okay. I see. I got you, my man. Jamal says roast session with Derpy, guys. You want to? You guys want to throw a couple jokes at Derpy since he slept in? It's up to you. Throw it up on the board.
If you do it, I'm bringing my belly out.
Oh, come on now. Oh boy. Christopher says Tallman always puts too much stress on our defense. This better not turn into a field goal game. We always play down to the level of our opponents. I mean, two pretty good defenses, guys. I've come across some things here about Chicago's defense.
They're decent.
Well, no defense is better at taking the ball away than the league.
Right.
In Chicago, I didn't realize. I know that we're doing good and we take the ball away a lot, but no defense is better in the league at taking the ball away than Chicago. Also, Chicago's D has a 33.7 conversion rate, which is on third down, which is second in the NFL. And think about what our third down offense is like. We struggle to stay on the field after third down.
How's their rushing?
I don't know, but one thing I do know is their defense, 33.7 conversion rate is what people have against their defense, guys, against second
That's the
second
difference, Ryan.
in the NFL. That's what these are the things that are making me think this is
Turnovers are different.
it's a
That's the
game we
difference.
could win, Derby. We could.
Right,
But
right.
I'm not, I'm not feeling like I was against Cleveland, or I'm not feeling like I was against some of these other teams. But it's a game we could win, but it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy. It's not the 32nd defense in the league as we
Hopefully, it's
faced
not
last week.
snowing like that one game.
Derby, 32nd was Cincinnati's defense.
Right.
These numbers I'm reading are top 5 defenses. So again, you got to keep that in consideration. And also, one thing you also want to keep in consideration is that Chargers defense we faced 2 weeks ago was a good defense too. So that kind of gives you a taste of how we've been playing. How did we look against the defense with the Chargers? How did we look against the defense with the Bengals? So again, before we get carried away, I think it's a game we can win, but it's going to be a difficult one. Maybe a game that's decided by a turnover. And both of these two teams are 2 of the best at causing them. So again, I wouldn't expect this to be any kind of an average football game. It's going to be an average Steeler game, which is always
Is it supposed to
bizarre.
snow?
I don't know.
It's Chicago, man. Remember the one time with Bettis?
Absolutely. How could you forget that?
Like, I mean, if it's the same atmosphere, that would be sweet.
Oh, man. Let me get back on the board here. I don't want to miss out on anything today. Let's see. Rose Session. Okay. Christophist. We got Christophist. Tortilla. That's one of my favorite movies. What is Super Troopers? That's one of my favorites for sure, man.
That's a good one.
Oh, my God.
They're supposed to be at I think the Fan Expo that I went to in Cleveland.
Really? Like all the actors?
Yeah, I think the next years they're supposed to come.
Vegas says Robert F. Kennedy was born on this day in 1925. Edwin Hubble in 1889. Bo Derek in 1956. And Ted Turner, of course, the longtime owner of the Atlanta Braves, were all born on this day, so according to Vegas. Also, Jamal says, good shit tortilla. Dang, that was too easy. Mark Malone says this: put a set of nipple clamps on Derpy. This I'll do. Now you're talking my language. Shout out Robert. Tortilla says Vegas says Aaron ran one of those 15 yards in a swift 4.27 seconds. Who was calling him Lamar yesterday? What's up, Titus? Always great seeing Titus on the terrible board. Titus Kitchen says around is a good veteran quarterback, not perfect. Somber also welcome to you as well, dude. Great seeing you as well, my man. He says he's timid and doesn't always get through his progressions because of it. Cody says, I think it'll be okay. I'd be okay with Mason if he plays. If I'm not mistaken, the Bears haven't beat a backup quarterback all season.
F it. Let him play.
Well, here's my thing. People are saying, well, let's do this. Let's let this guy play. We should be saying, let's let Darnell Washington make some noise. Let's let this guy rumble. This is going to be the guy that is a game changer for you. We have one. Believe me, if somebody else had a 6'7" guy who's 313 pounds,
a straight route up the middle, give the ball to him.
They would be killing us with it. Quarter in, quarter out. I promise you. Nobody sits around on shit like this. You got to use it, especially now. This is as important as it gets this time of year for the Steelers, especially with the schedule coming up for us. So I would get Darnell Washington out there. I would have Jalen Warren, and these two guys would have the ball every down, Derpy. Listen, if you had to tackle those two gentlemen all afternoon, fourth quarter, you're not feeling like tackling people. Believe me, you're not feeling like tackling anybody.
The ball with them.
Well, this is exactly what that play that you're talking about. Jerome Bettis against the Bears back in 2005.
Yep.
Exactly. We wore him down all day. Wore him down all day with Jerome Bettis running the ball. At the end of the game, you think Urlacher was able to attack Jerome? Hell no.
No, he ran him over. I remember that.
Let's beat the shit out of these guys. Come on.
And
no love. I have no, I have no reason to keep Chicago in a game if we could put our foot on their throats. I don't give two shits about that team.
I do have friends that are YouTubers that are Bears fans, and they seemed a little cocky last night when I watched it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
all of a sudden, our team is a laughing stock, guys. In baseball, you go 5 years, the Yankees don't go to the World Series. People are still saying, we got to play the Yankees this weekend. You got to watch out. It's the Yankees. People aren't still like that with the Steelers.
Hasn't been that way in a mile. They always won us in the first round.
Right.
Nowadays.
They want to play us in the first round. We got to get back on track. We got to. Corey said, yeah, good.
It could be the same scenario, like 05. Or, you know what I mean?
Do
Batch
what?
came in. Ben was down a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, comparing the two is it's comparing apples and oranges. But a point taken. Corey says, I think I'd be okay if Mason plays. If I'm not mistaken, the Bear. Okay, we did get that one. Yinzer Joe says this is Rudolph's 7th NFL season. Nothing has changed in his play. No faith in his play. Rodgers is the man. I ultimately agree with that. And my reasoning be just look at the body language. Aaron Rodgers knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I'm not
Yep.
saying Mason Rudolph don't know what he's doing. I'm just saying he don't know what he's
Doesn't have
doing
the
as
X
much.
factor.
He's not. He could come in and play safe ball as a backup quarterback and not lose games, and that would be perfectly acceptable.
But when
Aaron
it comes to
Rodgers,
his lift, he
again,
doesn't
he
have the X
steps up to the
factor.
line, Derpy. He sees the shit that people don't see.
Right.
Just, I mean, it's things that you can't teach. A lot of things that he knows. So, again, ultimately, that's the mind I want playing. However, if you have to go with the younger arm because of this injury, it is what it is. But I essentially say you have to start with the person who knows what he's doing because, again,
Here's my thing, Ryan.
yeah,
Um, everyone. I mean, I almost gave up last week, but because if we would have lost to the Bengals, my point is, um,
Derby, you've given up
it's
so
been
many
such a.
times. I don't even keep track anymore.
You're right. You're right. But it's been such a weird season, and we're known for making runs on weird seasons, and I don't think I don't think anyone should give up uh, on the coach or even our quarterback at the moment because we always seem to find a way to win in weird seasons, and it's one of those this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody's going to give up. Obviously, we've been down this road. It's not our first rodeo, and we're going to survive. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, we know this. We can't be to that point where we're already starting to make excuses.
Right.
We're in the mix of it.
Exactly.
This is where you want to be. So a
Yep.
lot of the fans that are kind of jumping off and jumping on and giving everybody shit. This you want to be at this point in the season. Obviously, you'd like to be 3-4 games out ahead. But I mean, it's not reality. It's not what's going on. We are, in fact, in the middle of everything right now. We're in first place. I listen. It's irritating when the players say it because I don't want
Right.
to hear it coming from you.
They should be
I,
worried about the big picture,
right?
not the first place thing.
Exactly. Derpy, you understand the big picture. Why don't they understand the big picture? But this is what I'm saying. This
Money.
this is
That's all they
where
want these
you
days.
want to
Money. They
be.
don't care about a championship.
Right here is
They
where
care
you
about
want to
themselves.
be. They worked hard to get to this spot to have themselves in this position to be able to make these Ravens games matter and to. So again, guys, say what you want. If you're optimistic, if you're not optimistic, we're smack dab in the middle of things.
You know what I saw last night,
And
Ryan?
some people also could say this, Derby. They could say, "Well, this doesn't feel like a Super Bowl team," which I could agree with.
It
We've been through
doesn't,
them, but
but they're
but
scrappy.
but this league this year is different.
Exactly.
You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to fall out the other end when it all comes down to it. So, guys, we're just as much in it as anybody else at this point. So, for the complaints, every week it's again a week to week league, and you got to figure out what you got to do every week. This week we have the Chicago Bears Derby. Go ahead, man.
You know what I saw last night, Ryan?
What's up?
I went on. I randomly subbed to a Giants YouTube channel because my stepfather's a Giants fan. But um, point is, they were so desperate at this point that they are considering taking Tomlin from us after he's done with this with us.
The Giant, yeah. I mean, that was a whole speculation. There was a lot of things that should we trade Tomlin to the Giant. Listen, I, I,
They're
I
so desperate for that.
well, I don't know if a Tomlin conversation of that nature is warranted at this moment, but I did see that, and again, we listen. We have a lot of important football to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's all I'm
Right.
really focused on right now. And we'll worry about personnel moves and things like that when it's done.
I
And
just thought that was funny.
and possibly next week if we lose, we might be doing it again then as well. But listen, we
Right.
we won. We're coming off a win. We're like I said, we're in a position that a lot of teams in the league would like to be in the position that we're in right now. More than half of the bottom of the league would love to be sitting in first place with opportunities to do what we have opportunities to do. So again, they weren't gonna
Just can't
crown us
waste
the
their
they weren't gonna
opportunities,
crown us
Ryan.
the championship during the season. We know that. We're still in the middle of this whole thing, guys, and that's why we're here talking about it.
They just can't waste their opportunities, Ryan. I mean, they kind of wasted some in the beginning of the year with some dumb games like the Seahawks one that they should have probably won. They were in that game, but like they can't waste their opportunities down the stretch because that's a difference too.
But you figure also we took advantage also, Dirt, because people might say that we shouldn't have beat Indianapolis, who was the number one seed in the league at the
No.
time. So it is what it is. We are where we are, and right now we're in first place. Fortunately for us.
Right.
So as long as that's not in their minds, they just need to focus on winning this football game. We'll talk
To find
about
an identity.
who's in first place, and they worry about what the hell they need to do. Vegas says this. Vegas says Arthur
Where
needs.
is this bald mother trucker?
Vegas says Arthur needs to scheme Mount Washington open a couple times a game to put fear into the DB. Absolutely. Do you think them DBs want to try to mess around with Darnell Washington all afternoon? Them guys are 5'10", 180
If
pounds.
Steelers use them right, no, heck no.
I'm 6'1", 225. I don't want to be messing around with a guy that size. These guys that are 5'8", 5'10", 180 pounds. I mean, come on. They don't want it. They want no part of that. You get that guy back or running roaming free in the secondary, man. You have a major advantage, in my opinion.
Hey Brian, who's replacing Ramsey this week? I didn't see.
Ramsey?
He's in rejected and he's not allowed to play this week, right?
I think he's appealing. I think he's going to be able to play. From what I understand,
Okay.
because of
I
what
thought he got
happened.
ejected and he wasn't like.
Well, he
he's
did, but
suspended.
I think that he's able to
He pleaded
appeal.
his case because of
Yeah.
the case. Okay. I didn't see that. My bad. I
Uh,
wasn't sure.
Vegas says this. Vegas says Arthur needs to scheme Mount Washington open a couple times. He was wide open on his crossing route on the third and 2 completion. You're right, dude. He does. He gets open. He gets open as big as he is.
Just
Imagine
run the
that.
rock with him, maybe.
Tortilla says, don't matter who plays as long as Planet Washington. Remember we used to have 9 planets, Derby. Do you remember that? Are you at the age where you remember Pluto? Oh, Pluto's gone. Yep. I say we replace it with Mount Washington. Because Pluto wasn't big enough. It was a dwarf planet, is what they came up with. Right. I think Mount Washington is bigger than a dwarf planet. So
it's been gone for like maybe over a decade now.
And that's why I asked. I couldn't remember when it was. I didn't know if you fell in that time where you actually remembered
that
or
not. It's been gone
for
like a decade, I think. More than a decade, I think.
Rimsey said Noah said that MVS isn't even taking snaps at practice, so I doubt he is getting on the move. Yeah, probably not. I think that move was to appease us. I'm going to be honest with you. As was the Mike Williams pickup last year. I really feel that it was to appease us. Titus says this: Steelers should draft a receiver with one of their 12. You know what?
Maybe Ohio State receiver.
I would like the more Ohio State people we get, the worse we're getting, Derpy. The more Ohio State guys that we draft.
We've had Hayward for how many years, and he complains every year for money. Come on now.
Well, then we get another one, and then we get another one, and it's getting regressively worse.
Look how good the receivers for Ohio State are. I'm just saying. Look at JSN. Look at Marvin Harrison. Look at Emeka.
All right, I don't want to talk about Ohio State all day.
I'm just saying. I'm
getting nauseous.
Do you see any coming out of Pitt or Penn State lately?
Well, we do have more Hall of Famers than just about every single college ever. So yeah, we do have some people coming out.
I'm just kidding.
But Titus did say, you know what? I think they will, Titus. I hope so, at least. And you know what? The more you look into it, we're probably going to need some more people as well. I mean, you're going to be. I mean, Cam's got to be coming to an end at some point. And are we exactly happy with the rush defense, the defensive line? I mean, you're going to actually have to fill that hole.
I would go D-line first.
And even offensive line, how much longer are you keeping Ciamalu? And are you truly happy with Broderick? And are you going to give him his, you're going to give him a contract? So, I mean, there's a lot of things certainly going into consideration, but the fact that we have 0 wide receivers certainly goes a long way. And if they weren't obviously projecting to look for their quarterback of the future, I'd say you got to get a high wide receiver on that list because, again, we went 2 years without a wide receiver too. It's insane. It's insane to me. Come on. Doesn't even make sense. Mark Malone says, I think they've got to keep the Roman. They got to keep the Roman on the field. Obviously, Washington and Warren when healthy, but Roman shouldn't be taking any plays off. But you know what, though? He's been on the field, though. I forget what the numbers were I had yesterday. His numbers are way up on the field for snaps compared to
DJ. But he does remind me of him a little bit.
No, it's Calvin Austin III. Calvin Austin III's numbers dropped drastically. I can't find it right in front of me, but
it's because he's a midget.
So is Roman, though. That's all we're doing is bringing midgets in all of a sudden.
Right. I mean, I love seeing players get their opportunity in the NFL, but it's come to a point where the Steelers we're not like any other organization in the NFL. We want to win.
Mark Malone says MVS chilling at the train station. Allah who? Jamal. Tortilla says Derpy over under on interrupting Ryan 7.5 times. I'm going to go way over because I think he's already surpassed.
Don't make a tortilla.
I'm going to say over. Easily. Corey says Farva, don't spit on my burger. Also, Farva, does that look like spit to you, other guy? Yep, Farva. I'm gonna kill you, little burger fuck, dude. Classic movie, man. If you haven't seen Super Troopers, check it out. Sharon Cox is back. What's up, Sharon Cox? This might be one of Derpy's people. I don't know who it is, but the name is certainly funny. Sharon Cox says, hey, there is that fucker who owes me my money. Hey, that's right. Sharon Cox was looking for you yesterday, Derpy. I forgot.
Hey, now.
She says, there's that motherfucker that owes me my money. Hey, Derpy, where's my $200 for the Cleveland Steamer and reach around pegging? Derpy, what is going on?
Hey, now.
Tortilla says, not the belly selly. The belly yes. Derpy will do the belly selly. Tortilla says they've come back in the last 2 minutes about 5 times this season. Here's a couple more interesting things about this Chicago team, guys. The Bears lead the NFL in rushes of 10 yards or longer with 46 10 yards or longer rushes by the Bears this season.
That could be concerning a little bit.
Well, Caleb Williams has 12 of them, and DeAndre Swift has 21 of them. So that's 2/3 of the number there. Caleb Williams and again DeAndre Swift has been taking a little time off of practice this week, but still, guys, they lead the NFL. Another thing, guys, these are the things that teams like the Steelers do. Success on the ground. Getting the other team to turn the ball over. These are the things that teams like the Steelers are supposed to do well. These are the things that the Chicago Bears, again, do well, guys. They first, nobody in the league more than them has rushes of 10 yards or longer. Also, as I said earlier, their defense of taking the ball over, guys. Nobody in the league has more forced turnovers than the Bears this year. And again, their forced conversion rate on third downs, 33.7, which is second in the NFL. So again, at the end of the day, you really have to sit back and look at these numbers when you're talking about Chicago. Then you say, you know what, their schedule wasn't that fantastic. They didn't blow you away with teams they played, which was also easy. That's also a good consideration. But a lot of times when you look at our numbers, it's tough. You got to really, really tune in and see who happened, when it happened to who, where, what, when, and why to get the best idea. But again, guys, winnable, but not a gimme. That's what I'm saying. We got to be focusing on this game. This is the biggest game of the year as of right now. Tortilla, he said this. He said they did come back in the last 2 minutes about 5 times this season, I think is what he's saying. Sharon Cox, too, again, Derpy says Pookie D said, pay up or don't show your face in Latrobe again.
No.
007, what's up, 007? Always great seeing you on a terrible board. 007 says Caleb Williams is going to be flushed out of the pocket with pressure from Watt, Highsmith, Herbig, forcing Williams to make mistakes. Let me ask you this, and I love that comment. But how many times this year have we said that? When the hell is these guys going to get more pressure? Yes, they did. Don't get me wrong. Highsmith had a couple sacks the other week. But how many times have we said, man, come on, turn it up, TJ. Let's make that big play. Why are we having so much trouble getting pressure this year? Herbig's been getting back there. He leads, he leads the team in sacks, but ultimately, I don't know. A lot of times you're just not seeing the pressure that you want to see. Sometimes you do. When it's good, it's good, and when it rains, it pours. But when it don't. So that'd be my concern. If you can't get back to them, if you can't get him to move around, if you can't flush him out of the pocket, then I'm a bit concerned. And again, with the Steelers, it's week to week. It's hard to tell. It's hard to know if that's going to be the case. Yinzer Joseph, Bears allows 231 yards passing and 133 yards rushing on an average per game. Christopher says this, why do we struggle on third down when we could always throw a jump ball to Darnell? Maybe we're learning that, Christopher, and I'm hoping that we are. That certainly plays to our advantage because, geez, oh man, as I said, if somebody else had that advantage at tight end, we'd be getting romped. Jamal says, Mike's stubborn as fuck. LOL, get your black ass back here, Thunder. He's as stubborn as a mule.
He's bold.
Tortilla says, I've actually never seen Super Troopers I was
Get
talking
canceled.
about semi-pro. That's where everyone loves Raymond. Okay, gotcha. Super Troopers is actually hilarious, man.
Yes, it is.
Tortilla says Washington could open up the field for D. That's what I'm saying, dude. And then once he becomes a problem, now okay, now we're able to get DK open because we have to focus on this 300 fucking pound guy. I mean, Jamal says, okay, appreciate that, Derpy, leaving his shirt on. Cody says, name this movie. Look here, baby, you hitting them corners way too fast. You need to slow this motherfucker down. Almost made me spill my yak on this $200 suit. What is that?
Hmm.
Not sure. Lindsay says they need to quadruple team out Washington. And you know what? That's the best case scenario. The more attention he gets, the better. Why we wouldn't use him? You know, you want to expose him. You want people to have to prepare for him. Because the fact of the matter is he's going to have an advantage no matter what. He's 9 feet tall. Somber says, because our offense doesn't scare a 6-year-old. Vegas says Mason improved since he had happy feet when he was younger. Now he stands tall in the pocket and he reads. You know, he does, Vegas. There's just something about his body language. And even though he come out last week and he's hitting his throws, and there's just still a certain stiffness to Mason that doesn't allow me to be comfortable with him. You know, even 41-year-old Aaron, I mean, he can move, he could do there's just a certain roboticness to Mason that makes me uncomfortable. Is it affecting his play? I don't know, maybe not, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at him on the field and I'm thinking, this is our best option. This is our best option.
Right.
But you know, as long as he could come in and not lose games as a backup, I guess that's the ultimate goal, and he's been able to do that. So Mark Malone says we're known for Tolman unleashing hell on us fans in December. That's what I'm saying. That we're at that part of the year, guys. We are at that part of the year, and you know,
opportunities.
this is when it usually falls apart for us. So let's hope Buffalo and Detroit and a couple Ravens games, you know, that's not the case.
Are we home against Buffalo?
Yeah. And then we go up to Ford Field for Detroit. Jamal says you're real negative right now. At Somber says I'm a realist. Titus Kitchen says my guess is Rodgers will play and manage his fractured hand. Can't afford another loss. Yeah, let me see if I have to pull it up or not. Okay, no, I do have it right in front of me, guys. This is the conditions. Aaron Rodgers did comment from the horse's mouth, guys. This is what it says. Aaron Rodgers 2 goals to play on Sunday. Yes, Aaron Rodgers says he has 2 goals to play on Sunday. They go like this. Number 1, he got to get an okay from the doctor. So ultimately, once he gets the okay from the doctor, that's half the battle. The other half the battle is this. Got to feel like I can protect myself, is what Aaron Rodgers says. He says, those are my 2 goals to play on Sunday. And number 1, I got to get the okay from the doctor. Number 2, I got to feel like I can protect myself. So there you go, guys. A lot of people saying, I think it was even Stephen A. Smith. These guys were talking a little bit earlier. Matter of fact, he comes out and he says, oh, hell to the no. Talking about Mason Rudolph. A lot of people know that, you know, guys played football with, you know, certainly their non-throwing hand hurt and have been able to get through it. So I think just like the fans, half the fans at least, a lot of fans want Mason, but a lot of the fans do want the veteran, future Hall of Famer, I guess, if you will, Aaron Rodgers. But those are his 2 conditions. His 2 goals, if he is going to play on Sunday, guys, is if he gets his okay from his doctor, and also he's got to feel like he's going to be able to protect himself in that hand, of course. I guess his Rodgers will play, manages fractured hand, can't afford another. You're right, bro. We're right in the middle of this thing again. We you know, we slip up once. Now we're face to face. We're head to head. We're right there even with Baltimore. We get Buffalo next, and then Baltimore. So you know what I'm saying? This game is huge, especially considering we got Buffalo next. You don't want to lose these 2 games going into the Baltimore game. Not if you want to feel good about what's going on with the team. Let's see. I'm going to go right here. Somber says this. Somber says, just like you had in jail, the commissary without a wrapper, you can get to it quick. Mark Malone, you know what? I don't know. Just like you had in jail, the commissary without the wrapper, you can get to it quick. I'm gonna give me a hand also, guys. Anybody else on the board knows any of these lines? Please jump in. Mark Malone says, I like our chances this year. I'd let Magnum and Johnson play this week. And I think you're going to see more Johnson. And you know what? And I think if we see Magnum, we're going to see Magnum. And at the end of the day, it's going to be what it is at that point. So, whoa, man, that's awesome, Jamal. Just let me take one moment. Jamal did say that he just got a promoted at work. That's awesome, brother. Congratulations, sir, and thank you, my man. Thank you. He says, "Drink up, bro. We greatly appreciate it, and I'm super excited for you, dude. Hope it comes with lots of money and blessings and everything else for you, sir."
Deserves the shirt off. No, I'm joking.
It deserves the shirt off of Derby's back. Look what you did now. Look what you did now, Jamal. I hope you're happy with yourself. That's awesome for you, dude. Fantastic.
Congrats, Jamal. Congrats.
Tortilla says Darnell scares a 6-year-old. Be for real. Yeah, you're right, dude. Darnell is a beast, man. I love him. Yeah, he might be my new favorite Steeler. Depending on what happens the rest of the season, Darnell
Gets
Washington
traded immediately.
very well be my new favorite Pittsburgh Steeler forever. I loved Eric Green for 20 years before I got a new favorite guy. And you know what? I have no problem liking the big tight end. This dude, he's Eric Green and then some, and I love it. My God. Again, he's a freak, Derpy. You get a freak, you got to use him. Gronk didn't sit
He was a
around
freak in the
forever.
national championship a couple years ago.
He damn straight was.
They just
And,
kept giving it to him, and he would just run everybody over.
You know, was a freak. There's players that are just freaks, and there's players that are freaks because they're fucking nuts. One of the freaks that I remember Jeremy Shockey. He played for the Giants.
Yeah.
He was tight. There's just, these freaks got to be out on the field. You got to let them go out and be freaks. You know, there's a reason they are what they are. And Darnell certainly is in that category for me, but I certainly love him. Yinzer Joe says, I didn't think that a six surf Steeler team was Super Bowl worthy either, but they got there and won it. 6 seed. Yeah, you're right, dude.
Yep.
But it was a young Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, I know that there's a lot that goes into it, of course. But you're right. You're right. Nobody expected that team, Derpy, and that was the worst offensive line statistically in the NFL that year.
I remember that.
6 seed. We had to win 3 or 4 games to get in. Offensive line was, not that good.
Offense was okay.
You're right, and especially with a weird year like this. Especially with the weird year like this, Yinzer Joe. Jamal Fax, he scares me, and I'm 40. Right. I've always been so mesmerized by big people like that. I just have. They're just it's interesting to me. I like to see them out there. They're freaks. Some of you guys, I know Jamal and on Izzy's show, somewhat Lakers fans, they certainly pay attention to the Lakers. Their draft pick this year, Adu Thero. My son played basketball with him up here in the travel league. Adu is on the Lakers. His dad is 6'10", and he blew his knee out in Memphis in college, and he had to give up his basketball career. And Adu's mom, she's 6'7". She played in the WNBA. So Adu, he's about 6'8" right now, but I guarantee that kid grows up to be close to 7 foot. Again, I don't know the success he's going to have in the NBA, but I do know that he's a big guy, man. He started out in Memphis, went on to play at Arkansas, I do believe. And they got drafted by the Lakers this year. Let's move on the board.
Yep.
Miss Pittsburgh, great to see you on the terrible board. She says, good afternoon, everybody. Here we go. Steeler Nation. That's right.
Here we go.
This is a huge game, Miss Pittsburgh. It truly is a huge game. Again, heading against, playing Buffalo next week, then the Ravens, then you got the Lions. And come on, you can't afford to lose a game like this. If we're ahead of the pack. We got to keep it if we can. Tortilla says this: Rodgers, Rudolph, or Howard. Just throw it to the Transformer.
If it Transformers down there somewhere.
Vegas says Tortilla Jackson. That second Bengal defender was Geno Stone. He's actually from right up the highway here in Newcastle. Geno Stone, the second guy. You see what happened to the first and the third guy. I don't blame for 1 minute though. The fact that and the fact that Washington went under his tackle, I think, was the most impressive part. Tortilla says left tackle by day, tight end by night. You know, and that's the thing. He probably could play left tackle just fine too.
Probably better than Broderick Jones.
Tortilla says exactly at Vegas. I can guarantee it. Jamal, yes. 225. I did. I lost weight too. I used to be a little bit bigger. Somber says 23rd in total yards, 20th in points per game. Really? Oh, hey, you know what? That's that's all goes into it as well, dude. So all the things I'm saying and the things you're saying are just as important as one another. Vegas says this: Ramsey should get all the fine money Chase had to pay. Yeah, right? If ain't gonna at least
Right.
ain't gonna make the guy apologize. Fuck. Let him have the money. Tortilla says no Ohio State, no Michigan. And once we started getting these Big Ten guys, is when things started going downhill
So
for us.
let's just get the Penn State guy, right?
Well, no. Well, he's a Big Ten guy too. Anybody see that James Franklin got hired by Virginia Tech?
I did.
They're so excited. I can't even believe it. I mean, come on. If he wasn't able to win with the teams that Penn State can recruit, I don't know what his luck is going to be like with Virginia Tech, but we will see.
There's no really anybody. I mean,
and that
in that
answer,
area
Joe,
besides Clemson.
would be my only argument. I would 100% agree with you because I loved Santonio Holmes as well, and he did catch that game-winning touchdown again back in Super Bowl 43. But again, if it wasn't Super Bowl 43, considering that we're all the way right around Super Bowl 60, when we started getting more and more Ohio State Buckeyes and Michigan Wolverines. But again, you're right. That particular one there, that particular Buckeye ended up being one of my favorites and will go down in history with that catch, of course. Mark Malone says Ciamalo is gone after this year. Berbustrous needs replaced. So, you know what? Left side of that offensive line is certainly going to need attention in the draft as well, guys, because the left-hand side of the line is the most important side of the line. So with either free agency or whatever they do, the line's going to need some tender love and care as well. Somber says crazy because Santonio was the last wide receiver we drafted. That was Bill Cowher's last draft pick. You guys remember that? Bill Cowher said, we drafted San Antonio Holmes. And that's the only reason I remember that so specifically is because Bill Cowher called him San Antonio Holmes and had to be corrected. But yeah, no, you're right, man. Christopher says, I will say it again. Mason moves the chains and throws an accurate deep ball. You know what? Mason time, he says. I'm not entirely against. If he goes, he's going to be my guy, and we're going to get behind him. Vegas says, traded up with the Giants to get Holmes, too. I loved Holmes. Dude, it wasn't just that play. If you recall watching Santonio Holmes playing on a week-to-week basis, the guy was just a playmaker. How many times that guy listen, go back and watch highlights from this season. There were so many games that he won on his own shoulders. A pass to Santonio Holmes turned into this crazy ending of the game. And you remember that? Like he was in the secondary, Derpy, just running around and making plays and making things happen and scoring a touchdown on the final play of the game against the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, for the win. Like it was always something with Santonio Holmes. And you be losing for a little bit of weed? Come on. How many great players we lost to weed is unfucking believable. Le'Veon Bell, Blunt, Bell.
What's his name?
Holmes.
What's his name?
What a fucking joke.
I think he was 18. Number 18.
What's her face? Martavius Bryant?
Yep. Him. He was another stud, and then he could have been good. And then
I like Bryant really well. Yeah, I liked him a lot.
And then he just screwed it up all over.
Then we traded us for a sixth. Yinzer Joe says, well, the Bears played 10 bad teams. You should get turned. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I acknowledge that they're probably not great. And you know what? If we beat the Indianapolis Colts, we should, be considered to be able to beat the Bears somewhere. They're definitely not mentioned as one of the top teams in the league, Derpy. When you talk about the Colts, you've heard this team being mentioned as the top team in the league. You certainly haven't heard the Bears in that conversation. But again, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be a tough guy kind of game. This is going to be tough. It's going to be ugly. There's probably going to be turnovers. And again, it's probably going to come down to who wants to make a tackle the latest in the game. And we got the guys. We got the guys to put a beating on them, Derpy, to make sure that we could wear them down as much as possible.
I agree.
Tortilla says if we lock in for the fourth quarter, we should Cleveland steamroll the Bears. Cleveland Steamer coming back into the conversation. The Cleveland Steamer enters the chat. Vegas says need to force a couple strip sacks, scoops, and scores versus the Bears. Next Friday, yes, next Friday has this. All the Fridays have so many things about them to make them hilarious. Number one being my favorite of all time, but you know what? I could watch 2 and 3 just as fine as I watch one. Phil still says I freaking bet you Cower and Wisenhunt would already have a whole playbook for big 80 and 42 and 51 starters. You keep asking why things aren't done. That's because the coaches suck. Corey Beaver says Derp been giving up that he pussy. Derby giving up that he pussy. But yes, Cody, next Friday, yes, with Roach and Day Day, Baby D.
Where is this bald trucker, man?
Who?
You know who? This bald mother trucker.
He's here. He hears you.
Do you hear me, Mike? Where are you?
Vegas says that was Chauncey's bitch ass from Menace to Say. Yeah, Chauncey. Aaron. O-Dog. Who got snaps on the Petro? Yes, and he turned into Pinky in the next. Yes. Tortilla, the playbook for 80 is forward progress. Damn right, man. Somber standing tall in the pocket is a good thing, for sure. Absolutely. But there's a certain statuteness to that, though, with him.
I just want to say something.
Listen, here's my point. I think with him, if you stand in the pocket and you have strong pocket presence, and you go through your progressions and you look at your receivers, once that fails, and you have to figure out what you're going to do next. Let's say you step back in the pocket, you're protected, you look 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody's covered. What happens next with Mason is what worries me. He's just so robotic into the sense if things are working, he looks really nice. But when it comes time to improvise, I just don't know. I don't know if I'm that confident in Mason Rudolph. He just has that statue presence in the pocket, which again, it's good.
His footwork is stiff, Ryan. Yeah.
His footwork is stiff. It truly is. And it always has been. And again, beyond that, is it just going to be a sack? Is it beyond that? Is it just going to be, whatever? But I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think when I'm talking about Mason and that particular that conversation. Mark Malone says, looks like Brady in the pocket. Yeah, but Brady had in a way.
But Brady had the brains, dude.
Yeah, Brady was kind of.
He knew how to break teams apart.
Yeah. Phil the Steels, that's kind of disrespectful to a quarterback who won games that got Steelers. So yeah. How did that go? How did he look in the playoffs in the very next game? when we played a good team. I mean, the Colts were pretty bad that year. Did we lose like the Cardinals or somebody terrible else? So I don't know. Again, do you guys really believe that? You guys really, I mean, if that's what you believe and you think that, I'm fine with that, and I totally respect that. But again, I kind of want the guy who could know more, basically, and that's what Aaron brings you at this point.
Bringing back your case for when Aaron throws the ball, right, and you want him to like get rid of it quick and all that, right, Ryan? My bad.
Yes.
I'm just saying that Big Ben was the same way at the end of his career, but you knew when that ball was getting out of his hands. Now Aaron Rodgers in this case, you don't know when that ball's getting out of his hands.
And
you know what I mean?
I don't have a problem with Mason.
I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I am too. I'm just kind of going over what you're just kind of.
Okay.
No, listen. I don't have a problem with Mason, but like I said, I would rather have the guy with the know-how. Again, guys, 32nd defense in the league last week in that Bengals game. So what Mason was able to do, do you think that he's going to be able to come out and start a game against the Buffalo Bills next week and have that same kind of production? Do you think he's going to be able to come out
motivated or something
against Detroit in a couple weeks
on our side or something
against their starters who prepare for him all week long? Again, Buffalo's good. They're going to sit around and watch video, and they're going to watch tape. And if again they have to prepare for Mason Rudolph, I feel that they could control it a little
I
bit
think
better
we could
than,
beat Buffalo with Aaron though.
and
I
they
don't.
they can control the situation a little bit more with Mason as far as their defense goes. But with Aaron, he has the know-how. Uh,
I think we could beat Buffalo with Aaron. I don't believe that we can beat Buffalo with Mason.
yeah.
Then that's a fact because, like you said, the X factor. Like I said, the X factor.
Christopher says, "Hit the like button, guys and gals. I appreciate that, sir." RB, what's up, bro? Always great seeing RB. He says this: Mason gets mega pouty face when shit isn't going well. And I know when things are going well, Mason looks
That sounds
good.
like Aaron Rodgers too.
But when things aren't going well, Mason looks good. How many times
Right.
have we seen Mason in there in struggling type situations? You know what I mean? And again,
Yeah.
those three teams that everyone goes on and on about 2 seasons ago, the Colts weren't a good football team. I think who was another one? The Cardinals and somebody else. But again, me personally, again, I have no problem with anybody wanting Mason. I want the guy with the experience.
Yep.
And we're fighting for playoffs. We're fighting for our playoff lives. This could be the biggest game of the year. Again, you lose this game, drops you back with the Ravens, and then you got the
This could be the
Bills.
difference
The
maker.
Bills, Derpy. You lose this game, then you got the Bills, and then you got the Ravens. So it's
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's too
This is the
important.
most winnable one.
It's too important of a game to piss around.
Right.
I really feel that you've got to treat this game like it's the Super Bowl, because if you don't, we back to square one again.
Right.
Take advantage. Got to take advantage. Okay, Mason gets the pouty face. Also, we can't get pressure consistently because he overpaid 2 times 2 for obvious declining in front of us. Watt, you're right.
Right.
I mean, Watt hasn't exactly played against the best competition this year. Every time he played a rookie tackle in L.A. He's playing up against this terrible offensive line in Cincinnati twice this year. I mean, this is who we're paying all this money to do that exactly, and it's not getting done. So, puts us in a bind. Field of Steel says, Ryan, no, brother, I see countless comments that Steeler Nation want the stash, especially 92. I seen that as well. And again, I can admit to being wrong. If it happens and he comes in and does fantastic, I'm okay with that. It's my team, and I'm behind him. But again, I'm leaning toward the other guy. That's just me. Tortilla says this. Terry Trapshaw played with a cat. He damn straight. He played almost a half a season back in the day with a broken left hand. Tortilla, gang. Somber says, pick the scenario. Rodgers plays, gets hurt again, goes on IR. Mason starts. Rodgers comes back in a couple games. Derby?
I don't like any of it. I mean, look, I don't.
Now, let's just say you got to pick
It's
one.
rough. It's rough not having a. After answering this question, it's very rough not having a franchise.
Derby, do you not know what question I'm talking about? That's
No.
the reason I came to you. I seen you messing around, so I came to you for that reason.
I hate you.
just to repeat the comment, Somber says, pick the scenario. Rodgers plays, gets hurt, and goes on the IR, or Mason starts, Rodgers comes back in a couple games, which I understand the way that it's worded. It sounds like it's pretty cut and clear, but what do you think?
Rodgers.
You still want Rodgers on the start?
Yeah.
All right. Gang.
I just don't trust Mason down the stretch.
Lindsay giving a big congrats to Jamal. Also, Field of Steel at talking. Moved on up to stroking the boss. A lot of congrats, absolutely, dude. So I'm happy for you, man. It's awesome. Tortilla. Cody says W for Jamal. Dub, you got that dub, baby.
Yes,
Tortilla saying Alexa play Soldier Boy. Mark Malone. Hopefully we get rid of Smith and extend Washington. You know what? There's no way there's no way I could even imagine we keep Jonnu Smith beyond this season.
He hasn't done nothing.
I was going to say name 3 things for me that was exciting about him. I can't name one.
Motion.
I can't name one thing that I was excited. I think he did run a jet sweep for a touchdown earlier this year, but I mean
That's about it.
that's
That's all he does
it's
is
like
motion. Like
ancient history, Derpy. I mean, how long has
I
that
think
even
either
been?
motion or it goes across this like a curl across the middle of the field, and you throw it to him. That's about it.
Caleb Williams is hoping that Aaron Rodgers plays this week. He says this quote, I admire some of the things that he's been able to do in his career. So Caleb Williams, he is pulling also for Aaron Rodgers. But I don't know if that makes my argument any better. Maybe he wants to face Rodgers because they feel that they have an advantage or whatever. But I do
Right.
know that Caleb Williams does want to face Aaron Rodgers in this particular game. Some more things that we do want to get into here. The Steelers have the second most missed tackles in the NFL with 93, Derpy. Second most in the NFL in missed tackles with 93. The only team worse than the Steelers, guys, is that 32nd ranked defense in Cincinnati. The one that we feel real confident about Mason, but let me tell you this. They have 123 missed tackles. That is 30 more missed tackles than us. We are the second to last most missed tackling team in the league. The Bengals, guys, 123 leading the way. So
That's just terrible. You get paid all that money. You know what I mean, Ryan? You get paid all that money in the NFL as a professional, and you tell them you can't do the simplest thing that you are taught from day one in Pee Wees.
right. You know, I always say that about kickers. This dude literally
Right.
does
Same for
nothing.
kickers.
This dude literally does nothing with his life aside kick a football. Nothing. If he's at practice, he's kicking. If he's at work, he's kicking. If he's has time off, I'm sure they kick. Them kickers are, you know. So when this guy gets in there and misses a 30-yard field goal to lose a game, I lose my mind.
Right.
You literally have nothing else to do besides kick
Right.
that football. And if you've done it your whole life, then you know. We're gonna go right here to
No, I
Mark
will not.
Malone. Mark
Will not,
Malone
Cody.
says, "What? What?
I will not, Cody. The first comment right there.
Hold on, I'm still catching up.
Sorry.
Relax.
Sorry.
Mark Malone says, "Got to keep Mute Daddy. He's the only white." You know what though? We're gonna have to see what's going on with this offense, guys, next year. Because again, I don't know. I mean, do we love
I
this
think
whole?
it's time to move on from Muth, honestly. I mean, as much as
Well, I think
he
this is
did,
an even deeper question though, because we have 4 or 5 tight ends. I mean,
yeah,
are we going to continue with this Arthur Smith? Did this work out well enough for the team to decide that this is what we're going to continue to do? You know, they brought in all these tight ends for this particular offense. So if they're in fact going to stick with this offense,
we don't need Connor Hayward. I
they're
tell
going to
you
want
that.
to keep people. And so again, I'm not really even real sure what it is that they're going to do with the offense, Derpy. Maybe this 3 tight end thing finally takes off. We win
Right.
some games to finish the season. We go on a run. I don't know. That's the best case scenario. But again, we're really going to have to look at what it is we decided, especially if Aaron Rodgers don't come back next year and we're
He's
playing
not.
either Mason or Will or, you know, we get a rookie in the draft, whatever the case may be. We definitely got to figure out what the hell we're doing with this offense, guys, and make those moves. Fearless Still says Jamal moving on up
Moving
to
on
the
up.
east side.
On.
Finally got a piece of the pie.
Ooh, pa.
I love pie.
Pa.
Vegas says it was after winning Super Bowl 43 when Ben stood on the podium and asked, "Who's laughing now, O-line?" Yeah, you're right. But I mean, how
You're
rare
right.
is that? How rare? That's my only thing. Yes, it was a great story, and the fact that the worst offensive line in the league got it done. But how rare is that? You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
difference from a prime franchise quarterback to like the end of your career.
Yeah. Cody says, Jamal, lucky I keep prank calling saying my father-in-law needs a lawyer. He was caught banging horses. Fearless Steel says that Miss Pittsburgh. Boom!
Boom.
That's right, baby. Derpy, a little bit more. We'll get caught up on these messages, and we do got to get to our picks of the picks of the
Yep.
week, as it is
Yep.
that day. It kicks off tonight. We got Thursday night football tonight, so we will definitely be getting into that. Christopher says this, Mark. If Mason plays, you will see how good Mason is. Aaron has only thrown him one catchable ball. Vegas says Stone could have faked a hamstring injury and looked better than that. You know what? I'm not a big fan of that Stone. He's from right up the street here from us. He's right up in Newcastle, actually, is where he's from. But you know what? He was a Raven, and now he's a Bengal. So you know what? I have no love for Geno Stone. Maybe one day if he ends up here, but you know what? I'm not impressed, and he ends up playing for those squads. He's on his own now.
Traitor.
Christopher said this: "How good is Johnu? How good Johnu is? Sorry, Mark." And that we were duped on that. Last year was his one good year. He had 85 catches. All these, I think we were duped on Johnu Smith. The guy has less athleticism as Derpy. Look at Derpy right now. This is your production from Johnu Smith. Look at him. Look at him.
Yep.
Look at him. Look at him. See? Johnu Smith's not doing any more than he is really right now, if you think about it. Did Derpy just score a touchdown? You know what? Neither did Johnu Smith.
Motion.
RB says 6'5", 253. I felt like a little kid next to I can imagine. I love seeing him stand next to Calvin Austin, dude. I love seeing that picture. It's like a guy taking his kid trick-or-treating is what it looks like. Like dad and son dressed up as Pittsburgh Steelers, and now they're trick-or-treating is what it looks like. Vegas says Franklin can't recruit. He just can't beat Ohio State or Michigan. I didn't even think he was really good at anything. I just think that Penn State's got a good system. They have for decades and decades. Went back to the old days. Jamal says, "Did you meet him? Did you meet? You met Darnell?" To RB, Vegas says Mount Washington said he weighs 311 now. Somber says Bryant. Mark Malone, yeah, Holmes was lights out. Martavius Bryant, lights out with his ball. Dude, Santonio Holmes was one of the better players we've ever had. He truly was. If he would have played a whole career here, we would know about it, believe me. RB says Martavius Bryant says the closest thing the world has seen or will see to Randy Moss. For sure, RB. Mark Malone says that. Jamal says, RB says, Jamal, I stood next to him at camp as he was walking down the hill. He was right in front of me signing a kid's ball. That is dope, man. Somber said, Howard is the only real scrambler on this team right now. Cody says this, leave Mike alone. It's not his fault he's a Penn State fan.
That's what I was trying to refer to.
Mark Malone said Mason can move like a motherfucker for a big guy. Really, I hope you're right. Like I said, this could very well be the reality. And if he does play again, I have no choice but to support him and root for him. But again, just the little things like that. He's not jumping off the page. Teams around the league ain't knocking on our door to bring Mason Rudolph to play for them, even when they have terrible quarterback situations. He went through waiver or whatever the hell he went through. He went down to Tennessee and he battled Will Levis. And, come on. There's something that I'm seeing that the league is seeing, is what I'm saying. Is there upside? Is there a reason to be optimistic? Sure. But again, there's something. There's just something that's missing with this guy. Kenneth, what's up, dude? Always great seeing my man Kenneth Jones on the board. He says we lost to Dallas when Mason. Hey, that's right. Wasn't that a Mason start?
Yep.
Field of Steel says, while you're believing in an experiment that's not only that's not going to work, anyways, the moonball experiment didn't work. Nothing Teflon Dawn is doing. And the thing, I mean, ultimately, if you have a feeling and what the writing on the wall is, you still, it's still our squad. You know what I'm saying? You got to find, I guess, some kind of silver lining in the whole situation. But I mean, you knew Russell after Russell Wilson was only there for a couple games. You kind of seen the writing on the wall. You're like, yeah, this isn't going to be as good as we hoped that it was. Russell Wilson, this future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, passing the ball only 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage for about 3 quarters in a row. You knew the writing was on the wall. This isn't going to be a lot great.
He should be a 2-time champion.
And I'm thinking to myself, what's the deal now, Derpy? Nobody throws it past the 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. What is going on in this league? Is there no? Is that how good the league has got that we can barely?
No, it's
sustain
it's modern NFL problems.
This is a passing league. They call it a passing league. A lot of quarterbacks don't throw more than 3 yards down the field, Derpy.
Yeah, they want a faster game. You know what I mean? They want butts in the seats. It's the same scenario for why
Well,
baseball
I
changed.
would think getting the ball thrown down the field would do that more than throwing the ball 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. And I just, again, there's a lot that makes you scratch your head. 3rd and 11.
Oh,
I've seen the ball get thrown to 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage multiple times this year. It makes you want to lose your mind. Why can't guys throw down? Why can't guys throw 15 yards anymore? Why is that such a problem in the NFL? I'm sure, yes, the secondaries improve every year and make it harder, but still, the quarterback play should be too. There's no reason that every game you watch, the constant outlet passes, nobody throws downfield. Now, one guy does, and his team scores about 40 to 50 points every week. So, what's that tell you? Kenneth says this: Aaron was declining in the play before his injury. Is he back to how he started? Tortilla, you guys don't watch want the Rudolph versus Allen rematch. Yeah, come on, guys. Next week we could get that big rematch that we got. Mason Rudolph and Allen 2
Josh
seasons ago.
Allen,
Matter of fact,
ran
it was
here
the year
for
that he
me.
got them big 3 wins in a row. So maybe we could get that, get them results. Just being a dick. Sorry about that. Also, Mark Malone says I want Rodgers 100% in January.
Yep.
That's logical. Makes a lot of sense. Christopher says you guys remember when Martavius Bryant scored 5 touchdowns against Philly. I don't remember that particular per
No.
se, but I do remember I loved Martavius Bryant. He was doing some amazing things before stuff got effed up.
Shut up, Mark.
Yinzer Joe says sometimes it's all about reading what the defense is doing, making adjustments and changing a play for advantages. I haven't seen that in Mason. He might run what's called and not take advantage.
I freaking name me Mark.
Mark Malone says Derpy checking his neighborhood guy, right? Well, you know what's funny about Derpy? I don't even really give him shit because I see him on his, on one of the other shows. And then all of a sudden I hear my phone ding and he's like posting reels like in our group chat. And I'm thinking, isn't he on a show right now, literally talking to somebody as we speak? Why is he dinging on a reel being sent? So Derpy just kind of goes, he just kind of beats by his own drum, plays by the beat of his own drum, man. He really does. Yeah, Derps, what is the one fucking up pass coverage? Somber says 50% of those missed tackles are probably slaying Queen. Sorry. Mark Malone, I just keep Washington and Muth. Muth has really become a love-or-hate kind of player, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not
You
very
either really like him or
consistent
you really
anymore.
don't anymore. I'm kind of surprised. And I don't know if it's by any fault of his own.
And he's already kind of where TJ is at the moment in the age, progression.
I just, a lot of times we just weren't, why was George Pickens, why does he have 500, why does George Pickens have 908 yards and DK Metcalf has 551 yards?
Because one's
Probably
winning and
for the
one's
same reason why Pat Freiermuth's numbers are haven't been good either. We haven't had quarterbacks, guys, and even now that we do have a quarterback, come on, this guy isn't exactly lighting it up with 300-yard games. You
hey,
look
we're
at a good
winning.
Darby. You look at a good Aaron Rodgers game where he throws 3 touchdowns. It's 180 yards passed.
Right.
So again, Pat Freiermuth has not been in an ideal situation. The same as George, because again, look where George's numbers are right now compared to the number one that we brought in. And again, with the numbers, would George Pickens have 58 catches for 908 yards and 7 touchdowns at this
I'd
point?
rather be TK than George Pickens right now.
I would just, the point is what I'm saying though. He wasn't able to put those kind of numbers up here because our offense wasn't like that.
Nope.
And Youth should have better numbers, and DK should have better numbers. Again, DK 37 catches on the season, GP 58 catches on the season, DK 551 yards, GP 908 yards, DK 5 touchdowns on the season, GP 7 touchdowns on the season.
Ooh.
So put in the right offense, GP becomes a mega beast. See what I'm saying? So
Right.
you got to keep that in consideration as well. John, hey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing John on the terrible board. John says this: I'm here now. My Chihuahua escaped. Oh no.
No.
I hope you found him, man. Chico. If you were here during the show, you know what that reference was from. You know what? I don't think he was a Chihuahua. What is that dog? What is the dog on Friday too? I forget what that was. Chico. Tortilla says, "Damn, Calvin Austin III got out. Glad you were able to catch him." Calvin Austin III, the little Chihuahua, is what he's saying. I'm sorry, Tortilla John, who is playing hurt. He has a full tummy. Mark Malone, John, who probably has a normal looking bedroom. Somber says, "Oh wait, we picked up Plumlee again. I guess we, you know what though, Somber. The only reason they brought Plumlee in is to prepare. He's practice squad, and I was reading off a little bit earlier on the show that they brought him in to prepare for the elusiveness of Williams this week." And I think ultimately he'll probably be cut again next week. You know what, we got Allen next week. Maybe he won't, but they did. I do know they brought John Rice Plumlee back to prepare for the elusive Williams. So that is the scoop that I do have on him. And like I said, maybe, just maybe, he'll stay just because you have Allen, Lamar, a couple weeks in a row. Somber says NBA trajectory. Steeler Freak 1964 says Roger stats are worse than Wade. Yeah, they are. The touchdowns are up. But you know what? Wilson went a lot on them short outlet passes. I mean, damn near every play. And by that, by default, you should have a higher percentage because it's basically a run. It's an extension of the run. I think that's why, because you watched Wilson last year just like I did. And you watch Rodgers. I think the Rodgers is outperforming Wilson. I think he is. Phil Steele says we're seeing the same crap this season. Too many 3-and-outs for sure. We wanted to see that improve. And it might be improving a little bit, but again, we have to be able to stay on the field on third down. We have to be able to convert third downs. And sometimes that means throwing the ball beyond 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. And I just don't understand, again, why this league is turning to this. And, I'm watching the Lions the other night with all the firepower they have, and don't get me wrong, I think Goff is highly overrated. One of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league, to be honest with you. Starters, a lot of his just these little outlets, these checkdowns. Guys just don't go. They don't go mid anymore. There's no mid. It's either bomb the ball down the field, try to get the interference, open it up a little bit, or bang, 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 right out in the flats. And it's I've never seen this. It's bizarre. Tortilla saying, "Nuh-uh." Also, Vegas says they need someone to run the scout team to mimic these mobile quarterbacks. And that is exactly what Plumlee is up to. They have him preparing for that. You think Plumlee got his nails done? I don't know, but I do know that Plumlee was good in college. I was a big supporter of him being here. I didn't mind it. He was very, very mobile. He was mobile. He would kind of put you in mind of a Taysom Hill in a sense. And I think he could pretty much play anywhere. He could return as well. So, again, who knows? Who knows what we could do with Plumlee? Somber says, yeah, because Howard isn't doing it anymore. Steeler Freak says she is back. The Terrier. Oh, good, man. I'm glad. Her and me are walking and listening. Fantastic. English Bull Terrier. Thank you, Somber. I'm glad you got your dog back, man. It's good news. Christopher says, guys, we really don't know what version of the Steelers we're going to get. And that's another thing. We won't know till Sunday at 1:05 what Steeler team we're getting. Is it going to be Jekyll? Is it going to be Hyde? All I'm saying is if it's not involving our man Darnell, man, I'm going to be pissed. I think Darnell needs to be a bigger part of this offense more and more every week. More and more every week. I really do. John's saying he's from Spain. Or he is from Spain. She is from Romania. Mark says rule changes trying to accommodate college RPO type. Okay. Yeah, more than likely. Phyllis still says that Christopher, I know the standard 500 season, no AFC championship games. And Tortilla is Derpy says Derpy's ordering pizza right now. And I would not be surprised by this one bit. Derpy,
no, I'm ordering the belly celebration.
The belly celly.
Yep, right here.
Oh yeah, guys. It's time to get into it, Derpy. We have to get our picks in. We can't wait any longer. We're gonna fly through it. We're gonna get these picks in because again tonight in the AFC, or I'm sorry, the NFL does kick off Week 12. So let's get to these picks. We'll go through them. Right now. And don't forget again, guys, if you haven't got your CBS pick'ems in, do go over and get them in today. You don't want to miss out on this game, especially the Buffalo game. And you lose this one, you're going to be mad at yourself just because Buffalo's probably going to be a guarantee win for you. So just want to throw that out there, guys. Do get over It's free to sign up. It takes about 30 seconds. So if you're not signed up to this point, get over to the CBS Pick'ems. We do have the blue link right on our main page right here on YouTube, guys. Let's get at it. This is the Picks of the Week Derpy. We're going to fly through it as we are rounding third here on the show. We're not going to stretch it out too long. Tonight, Buffalo at the Houston Texans. Derpy, Buffalo at the Houston Texans. Tonight is the game, 8:15 start to kick off
Buffalo.
Week 12 tonight at 8:15. And again, of course, you don't want to miss this because, again, Buffalo, Texans. Derpy, you took Buffalo?
Yes, sir.
All right, next game is first game on 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Colts and the Chiefs. Now, this one, this should be good. I think that in theory, the Chiefs are probably a little better than their record. And in theory, I think the Colts are probably not as good as their record shows. So I think this should play out as a good game. It's at Arrowhead, awfully loud place. Derpy, who do you like in Colts at Chiefs? Colts at Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs because they're at home and because they have a more experienced quarterback when it comes to taking
And
these
the
type of
fact that you're
games.
not insane and you would never pick Danny Dimes over
No,
Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes. No,
I agree. Next game, Derpy, on the list is also another 1 o'clock game. Seattle at the Titans. Seattle Seahawks at the Titans. Who do you like in this one, Derpy?
I like the Tennessee. No, I'm just give me the Seahawks. Tennessee sucks so bad.
I like the Tennessee. I mean, I like Seattle with this as well, but I got to be honest with you. Tennessee is going to upset a couple teams by the end of the season. They have the one win. I think they
Yeah,
do win a couple games, maybe in the rest of the way
not
that
this one. No,
they're not being called to win. Okay, fair enough. An NFC North battle, Derpy. The Vikings at the Packers. The Vikings at the Packers. Packers, not looking as
coming off a bad
sharp
game last week.
as they
Yeah,
could be, and also the Vikings not living up to what they did last year. Derpy, Vikings at Packers, Lambeau Field, 1 o'clock Sunday. Who you got?
the Packers have a more promising quarterback than the Vikings. Give me the Packers.
Okay.
And they're at
And
home
I know
too.
you're just saying that because JJ McCarthy is a Michigan guy, so I just want to point that out there.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm not saying that their quarterback right now is not what Derpy just said, but I'm saying watch out McCarthy. I think he looks good for a kid. Again, didn't play at all during his rookie season with the injuries, so keep an eye on him. All right, so we're going to go to the Jets and the Ravens, Derpy. Jets, Ravens at Baltimore.
why are you asking me this question? Give
Tyrod
me the Ra-
Taylor. Come on, because I
give.
know you love Tyrod Taylor. Come on. Any
Give me
chance
the
to...
Ravens.
All right. All right.
I hate picking the Crappers, but I got to.
All right, Derpy. Another 1 o'clock game on Sunday. The Giants at the Lions. The Giants at the Lions. The Lions are kind of weird.
The Lions haven't been consistent, but
They're not consistent, but they can be really good and put up a lot
yeah,
of points any given game. But that
I
consistency has certainly been an issue. But
Giants have
that's been a
put
case
up
around the whole league, Derpy. The whole league has been inconsistent.
right. The Giants have like scored like crazy out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like dumb games
I
like
agree.
these. So I mean, they're without Scatterboo, they're hurting. So just give me the Lions at home.
All right, we're going to skip the Steelers Bears. We'll be back to that one. Surely this is going to be a good game, Derpy. The Patriots and the Bengals at Cincinnati. Of course, you got to remember Jamar Chase is out. I don't think Joe Burrow will be back this week. I'm not sure if he is or not. I haven't heard anything about it, but nonetheless, Patriots at Bengals, in theory, should be a decent game. Patriots a little better than everybody thought. The Bengals not as good as everybody thought. How does this one fall, Derpy? Patriots at Bengals.
Remember a couple years ago when I said how the mighty have fallen?
I don't remember 4 hours ago, but I'm going to take your word.
Patriots.
Yes.
I'm the Patriots wise, Brian.
Okay.
They might be back. Vrabel and them might be a problem down the stretch. I
All right.
mean, give me the Patriots though, and then I'm kind of concerned as a Steelers fan because the Patriots might be back.
All right. We're going to move to the next game. The Browns at the Raiders. Now, I think this one's easy.
This is the toilet bowl.
I think this one's easy. The Shador Bowl, Somber is saying. But in my opinion, guys, I think
Give me
that
the
defense
Raiders.
for the Cleveland Browns is too good for the Raiders to do anything.
Yeah,
I
and you know
truly
what? Give me
do.
the Browns. Give me the Browns.
Is that who do you want the Raiders or do you want the Browns?
They're so bad. I don't know what to choose, dude.
Dude, you got to think both of their offenses are bad, but Cleveland has
Right.
a damn good defense, dude. If you've seen
Yeah,
that,
they'll
that
get turnovers and maybe a couple field
they
goals.
almost beat the Ravens last week with just that defense alone. They have nothing going on offense, and again,
Yeah, give me the Clowns.
And also, do they rally around Shador? Maybe the team. You see what I'm saying? They're on
Yeah,
the road. They come together. They rally around this young man. They got the defense. My pick is Cleveland, but is that who you're going, or are you going the Raiders?
clowns.
All right. Next game, 4:05. The Jags at the Cardinals. The Jags at the Cardinals. Who do you like in this one, Derpy?
The Jags completely crapped on the Chargers last week. Give me the freaking Jaguars.
You know what,
The
Summer?
Cardinals are done with, dude.
My only problem with that is Genty had like 8 yards last week, and that wasn't against the Browns defense.
Right.
Um, so that's why I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. He literally had under 10 yards rushing in the last game they played. And Browns defense is again solid. If you've seen them play last week, you know what? Again, I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna stick with the good defense. You went Jacksonville,
Yep.
and Arizona. Good.
Yep.
Another 4:25 game. Philadelphia at the Cowboys. Philadelphia at the Cowboys. Derpy, who do you like in this one?
Why does Philly have to be a problem? Like, just in general, because why do they have to be good? Their fans don't deserve it. They don't. They're just terrible
Philly's always
people.
been a problem, and they've always been terrible people. What is your
Like,
pick, Derpy? Eagles at
I
Cowboys.
mean, both teams are terrible people.
You're gonna
But
pick one?
give me the Eagles.
All right. You're taking okay. Got the Eagles. Falcons at Saints. Falcons at Saints. A classic NFC South matchup derby. Falcons at Saints.
Falcons,
I
Saints are
almost,
just so bad.
yeah, absolutely. Buccaneers at Rams. This is your 8:20. This is your Sunday night
Rams,
game. Buccaneers and Rams is going to be a good game.
Rams. I can't go against an experienced quarterback winner for a Super Bowl winner. So
All right.
against, I mean, I love Baker Mayfield's an awesome quarterback,
Baker,
but
Baker Mayfield was able to go to Carolina for a little bit.
yeah, win a couple
He
games.
win a couple games. Yeah, no. So you're that's what you're going to do then. You're sticking
I'm
with
gonna go with the Super Bowl
okay.
quarterback winner.
All right. That was Sunday night, Monday night football game, guys. This one here is actually really interesting to me. And you wouldn't think that this would be a tough pick, but this
But it is.
Carolina football team is a good football team this
They're
year.
coming
Surprise.
back. Yeah,
Surprise. They're just right on the brink of being the first place team in that division. If they, play a little bit better, more wins than losses this year, certainly improved. San Francisco, a good football team. They're solid, but they've been quiet. So are they as good as people say they are? Why are they not being talked about more? Derpy. Panthers at San Francisco 49ers. Who do you like in this football game?
who's the quarterback for 49ers? Is Purdy back or no?
I'm not sure. Probably. Somber
Is it
says
McCaffrey on that team still?
he should be. Again, I don't keep up with their injury report. Whatever they have going on is what they got going on. Somber says I'm sticking with the Niners.
I'm gonna go with the Niners because they have that run game with McCaffrey.
He says I'm
He's
sticking with the
playing.
Niners. Win loss pattern. Taking the Panthers. LOL. Gotcha.
I'm gonna
Um,
take. I'm gonna take 49ers because McCaffrey.
I think I think that's the safe pick. But
I don't
again,
think the 49. I don't think the Panthers will stop McCaffrey.
they've surprised damn near everybody this year they played.
Yeah,
So there you go, Derpy. Now we got to come back to the Steelers Bears. I need your result. Who wins this football game and by which score? Because that will be your tiebreaker. Derpy, the Steelers at the Bears. This one in Chicago Field or in Soldier Field in Chicago, where we're 1-12 since 1936. Derpy, who wins this game and what's the score going to be?
reverse psychology, my friend. Give me the Bears. 24-10.
Bears 24-10. All right.
Reverse psychology.
All right. Well,
I-
you do it every week. It's a hard time. It's kind of easy
No, but
keeping
it's
up.
been working. It's been working. Though.
It's
That's the
been
thing.
working. Let's see. Steeler Freak John says Derpy agree. Pats are a clear 2-7, and it isn't good.
Yep. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. I don't know. They still get Buffalo again. They beat Buffalo earlier this
Yeah.
year. I want to see how this plays out with them. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not sold on New England just yet. I mean, they're good. They're improving, and they're going to win a lot of football games.
They're more improving than us.
They have a good system, and things tend to go well for them. But again, I don't know if I'm giving them Super Bowls just yet. They're moving in the right direction for sure, though. Field of Steel says the Stash plays 49-13. The Steelers. Rogers plays Steelers 3-2. P, what's up, dude?
Oh my goodness.
Always great seeing P from all the way in Japan, my man. Always great to see you, sir.
What's
P
up,
says,
P?
Cowboys 8, worst fans running. Worst fans running. I don't rock with Colts, Fly, Eagles. Gotcha. Even more important, though, nice seeing you, man. One of the OGs for sure. Hope everything is going well for you, dude. Christmas and Thanksgiving right around the corner. Hope things are good, dude. I agree, Steeler Freak. Pats are closer. I
That's kind of sad.
100% agree. You know what they struck gold with their, I told Mike too. I said, you watch Drake May.
I wanted Vrabel, dude. I really wanted.
I said, anywhere Drake May goes, you watch, they're going to be good. And Mike wasn't really into the ACC thing. He's like, oh yeah, I keep hearing about him, but you know what? That Drake May, he's going to be something. And if they found their gold nugget, they're in good shape. No two ways about it. Field of Steel says EGLSE. Yeah, I remember that. They always got something creepy going on over there in Philly. Tortilla says 35-27 Steelers. Somber says, who did you take in the Colts Chiefs game? I think I
took the Chiefs.
I took the Chiefs in this one too.
I just don't think I don't think the Colts will do anything at home in the Arrowhead.
I just think that the Chiefs. I think that the Colts are just not as good as everyone thinks they are, and I think the Chiefs are still a little better than everyone thinks they are. I think this turns out in Arrowhead, a home game, the crowd, the weather. I got to take the Chiefs in this game. It's probably gonna be cold as shit. I mean, it's cold here.
Yeah.
And over in the Midwest, they get that cold weather too. So, no, dude, always great to see you, P. I'm glad that you joined us. And again, I know that you do watch sometimes, but it's great to have you comment and great seeing you, my man. Hope everything is dude.
You know what the Colts are, dude? What's
that?
They're Danny Dimes is literally Philip Rivers with the Chargers.
Oh, I think you know what I think they are? I think they're what the Steelers were when they were 13-0.
That too, dude.
I think they got a good record. They're getting a lot of accolades, but I just don't really think that they're as great. Don't get me wrong, their running back is great. They got good things going on, as we did when we went 13-0. But again, I am not sold on them entirely yet.
I just don't like the organization.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen, Derpy. It may still happen, and they may get better and improve and be a great team. I'm just saying right now, I'm not selling. I'm not buying into Indianapolis entirely just yet. Black Magic, I do. My man also back on the board. He says he's going to take the Colts. I'm assuming Jamal. So, guys, it's an interesting week, but do not forget to get over to CBS Pick'ems and get them picks in. Again, if you're not signed up, just right here on the main page on our YouTube, there's a blue link right at the very top. I believe it says CBS Sports, yada, 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 something of this nature. Just click it. Takes about 30 seconds to sign up. Costs absolutely nothing. Jump in, have a lot of fun. Last week, Finch was able to pull it off. Every week, it seems like somebody different. And every week, there's somebody at the bottom, too, so we're having fun with that as well. P says this Colt's going to climb that wall and leave the Chiefs' dick in the dirt. Horseshoe power. All right.
Oh, you're right. I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I believe I'm going to do like a gaming session on the channel tonight with Finch, if that's okay.
Check with Mike on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's handling a lot of the all that stuff at the moment.
Okay.
He's allowing me to get stuff done that I need to get done for the show. Yeah. Get a hold of Mike and you guys get that figured.
That's the plan though. If we can.
All right, sounds cool. Let's see. And there he goes. Mike never misses a beat, just like in his song. It says right there. Here's that. You got the link, guys. Do sign up, and again, cost nothing. Why not have some fun? And there's such a big margin. I mean, there's some people that's been doing this for 11 weeks. Some people just joined in. So again, it's not the competition. It's nobody's being a dick and an asshole about everything. So join in, have fun, see what you can do every week. Phyllis still says that Ryan. Imagine Tomlin dropping a boom in its Howard versus the Bears. Somber says Burrow taking QB1 snaps. Okay, it's interesting. That is interesting, guys. He has no Jamar Chase if he does get the nod this week, though, so it'll be interesting. Phil Teflon Don, of course, I did get this. Let's see where we at. Derpy. As we are starting to wrap things up for the day, my man, Any comments on anything that we said all day today, or at any part of the show? Maybe you missed. Maybe you didn't get a chance. Anything before I start to wrap things up?
The Bears still suck.
All right.
And then
It took a guy from
good
Aliquippa,
luck.
Pennsylvania, to win their only Super Bowl. Their head coach,
You're
of
right.
course,
Good luck to
Mike Ditka.
Aliquippa too. So
Mike
tomorrow night.
Ditka, not only from Pitt, not only from Aliquippa, but he did go on to take that team to arguably one of the best Super Bowl teams ever for a single year. So, also another thing,
He's slaying Chicago.
Pistol Pete Maravich. Everybody remembers that name, guys. A lot
Yep.
of people don't
Yep.
realize that he is from Aliquippa as well. He was born
I knew that.
in Aliquippa, moved away and grew up elsewhere, but he was from also Aliquippa. So, doing what they do, them Quips, baby, they're going to keep doing it. Let's see. Tortilla, Leafs Lane, Chicago. P says Bengals need to stop ordering Burrow's replacement parts from Temu. Haven't they heard of the tariffs? Guys, I do want to say this. If you haven't had a chance, do go check out any of our social media. We are over at Facebook. We are at X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, click one of the follow buttons if you want to keep up with what the two Dum Yinzers are up to on a day-to-day basis. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet today, do hit the like button below. Hit the sub button if you haven't yet. Share and even leave a comment if you'd like. It helps in the algorithm, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And finally, Derpy, I don't know what you're drinking this weekend, but you're going to need to do some drinking. This is when the games, I mean, it's coming down to it. You win this game, you stay ahead. You lose, you fall back in the pack. This game, in my opinion, is one of the most important games of the year. Make sure you get out and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner to put you in the right mind to get
I
through
might need it for tomorrow night, Ryan.
another Steeler game, and maybe at your high school game tomorrow. Derby's going to show up to the high school game loaded. But yes, the guys at Duquesne Pilsner never hesitate to include us in their promotions. We want to say thank you to them and always want to give them the big shout out. And even if you maybe don't drink that much, just swing by and hit the like button on any of their social media posts. I'm sure they'll appreciate that greatly. I do want to say thank you to them as well. Made right here in Pittsburgh, and Derpy says right on the can, grab a Duke. So do that for yourself.
Grab a Duke.
And grab yourself a Duke. My do go check out our website as well, www.d2dumyinzers.com. That's www.d2dumyinzers.com. Mike does a lot of work over there. Also, all of our contact information and all this other stuff as well. To go check our website out at www.d2dumyinzers.com. It's time to get into the trivia question of the day, Derpy.
Trivia.
How well do you know your enemies? How well do you know your opponents? This is the Chicago Bears trivia part of the show. Derpy, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board. Here we go. Question of the day. The Bears have been playing at Soldier Field since 1971, after playing here for nearly 50 years. One more time. The Bears have been playing at Soldier Field since 1971, after playing here for nearly 50 years. Take a moment to think on that. Tortilla says the Steelers could solve world hunger with how much we pay this defense. They may not stop a single offense, but they can stop feeding families. It's crazy when you put it like that, man. P says Derpy trying to get the coochie hair out of his teeth. Guys, question of the day. The Bears have been playing at Soldier Field since 1971, after playing at this field for nearly 50 years. Derpy, do you have any guesses on where the Bears played their home games for almost 50 years?
I mean, there's only one other iconic field in Chicago.
Go ahead.
Maybe Wrigley.
Maybe Wrigley. Is maybe Wrigley your final answer?
Yes, maybe Wrigley Field.
All right, maybe Wrigley Field. I'm going to lock you in on that. Derpy is locked into place. Wrigley Field. Anybody else wants to take a stab at it? I'll give it a few more seconds. Tortilla says CVS Stadium.
I don't want to know that. That's it.
All right, question of the day. One more time. The Bears have been playing at Soldier Field since 1971, after playing here for nearly 50 years. CVS Field. P says that was before I was born. No idea. Field still says Peaches Field.
I'm taking it, man.
All right, guys. Question of the day. Here's the answer. The Bears have played. I've been playing at Soldier Field since 1971. They've been playing. They played here for nearly 50 years prior to. Derpy, you did say Wrigley Field, and
Yeah.
you would be correct. The Chicago Bears did play at Wrigley Field for nearly 50 years, as they started in 1920. That franchise
Yep.
played at Wrigley for nearly 50, and then they did in 1971. They started playing at Soldier Field, and they've been there ever since. So good job, Derpy. It was a good guess. Now we thank you.
There's only one Wrigley in the world, so
I do want to say thank you to Miss Pittsburgh. Greatly appreciated. She says great show as always. Means a lot. Black Magic, my as well. He says great show, Brohams. Appreciate that. Always great seeing you, my friend. P says that was before I was born. And then Tortilla says the Bears played on Washington's back. Yeah. If anybody needs a place to play, maybe they can let Pitt play there. So
right.
Pitt quits effing up the field at Acristor.
Right.
All home games are on Darnell Washington's back from now on. One thing I do got, guys, not Pittsburgh sports related, but I found something the other day. Tortilla says Derpy didn't need to Google. He ate Wrigley Stadium. One thing I do want to say is this, guys, not Steelers related, not even Pittsburgh sports related, but this I find it interesting. LeBron,
Yep.
23rd season. This is the longest career in NBA history. I did not know that. That's either really really cool. I mean, good for him, or he's trying to stay involved so the Illuminati don't find him irrelevant and start making people disappear. Anyway, who knows what's going on? But nonetheless, LeBron James, guys, 23rd season. You love him, you hate him. I think it's interesting just in the sports
That's
world.
a good theory, Ryan.
Guys, longest career in NBA history. So just another piece of history we get to see. Can't you like that? Gotta like that, guys. Feel the steel. I'm
You're gonna
sorry,
miss him
right
when
here.
he's gone, though.
I'm not gonna miss them, but
I know.
I mean, Ohio, the Ohio people still. I mean, again, you
Yeah.
follow his career. They still dig him. They
It's
still
50-50.
okay. Because I mean, that's right up in his area there. It's
Yeah.
he's from Cleveland, or he played for Cleveland. He was from Akron, so I was just
Yeah.
kind of curious on how they felt. He says LeBron's replacement part's definitely not from Timu. I'm sorry, but there you go. P says this ain't no wonder the Cubs didn't win a championship for so long. Mad divots in the outfield. Phil still
Don't
says,
bring up the
cheers,
Cubs.
Watt fans. Stash if your number is called. Don't F it up like Moonball did and Teflon Dawn sucks. Hey, guys, I do want to say thank you so much to everybody for
Yes.
coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We truly do appreciate each and every one of you. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much, as you are the bloodline of the show on the board as well, guys. I want to thank you. You guys are always keeping things interesting here on the show. We appreciate it greatly. We truly, honestly do. And even if you're home, maybe just listening, perhaps at work, the gym, in the car, buds, pods, whatever the case may be, listening, watching, we thank you too. I don't want to leave anybody out. Tortilla says this: LeBron would have landed the helicopter. Oh, jeez. Are you saying that Kobe's helicopter?
Yes, that's what
Kobe's helicopter parts were from Timu. Is this what you're saying?
I think that's what he's saying.
But again, Kobe, guys, he left the game. He became irrelevant. I'm just saying, watch these famous types. Watch how they disappear. It's kind of interesting. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but the more I'm watching shit, the world's a lot crazier than we think.
Yeah.
So again, keep an eye. This guy might play for the next 40 years if this is what's going on in the world and with famous people and that. And all that kind of stuff. But again, that's a whole other show for a whole other day. I do want to say thank you so much for everything, everybody. You guys are the best. Derpy, anything else, my man, before we do wrap it up and take off for the day?
Yeah, I want to say good luck to my team tomorrow night. If I can, if I'm allowed to.
Please.
I just want to say good luck to the kids tomorrow. The young men, they're prepared to compete for the regional title for my alumni.
Well, let's hope they get it, Derpy. That'd be great. Good luck to Derpy's team. I do believe Finch will be by tomorrow to hang out with us. So we'll be back at our regular time tomorrow to get into the overs and unders, keys to winning, all the things that we need to do to wrap up this Bears week to get ready to head into the weekend. of Week 12, guys. So again, don't forget to get them picks in tonight on the CBS Pick'em. Mike does have the link in the chat here if you need to grab that real quick before we do go. But guys, tonight, Week 12, it is the Bills, and who's the Bills playing, Derpy?
The Texans.
The Texans. So check that out. Watch that tonight, guys. We'll get into that and a lot more heading into the weekend, of course. So the horses prepare for battle. Tortilla says, and then P says LeBron playing like he's in the Epstein files. Epstein.
Epstein.
Epstein. But no, thank you so much again, everybody, guys. I hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow. Ladiddy. Somber saying Ladiddy. And we'll be back again, regular time, to get ready to head into the weekend, go over all the final touches and figure out what it is the Pittsburgh Steelers got to do to come out victorious on Sunday over the Chicago Bears. We will get to all that and much more tomorrow. Derpy, speak now or forever hold your peace, my friend.
We're from the town with the great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, there you go, guys. A lot of singing on the show today. We had a little singing on the board earlier, a little Derpy singing. You too, my man Tortilla. I hope that you have a great day. I hope everyone stays safe. Somber, my man, you too, brother. Appreciate it from everybody. Guys, have a great, safe Thursday. We'll be back at our regular time tomorrow. We hope to see everybody then. For Derpy, myself, the two Dum Yinzers, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.